What's going on, Cam? How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Oh man, some enjoying my Monday.
Sorry, what was that?
Chilling, enjoying my Monday. Looking forward to this call. How's your weekend? Busy planning engagement stuff?
Uh, Literally since last meeting that we had, I haven't touched this at all. Like not even a little bit. Other than refunding that one lady. I didn't even do an onboarding with her. I just didn't have time. I was like, I just need to forget about that so I can worry about all this other stuff and get that over as fast as I can. Um so yeah, the next 3 days was just all work. But yeah, it was good.
Good, good. Um, cool. MJ, hope you're doing well.
Yes, doing good. And you?
Chilling. Are you like on a beach with sunscreen and just sitting back relaxed today?
No, I'm just trying to get home now. Yeah.
Good. Um, Mason, what's going on, man? You doing good?
Yeah, dude, just trying to whoop my appointment setter's ass, but other than that, doing good.
Appointment setter for Lauren, or
Yeah.
you guys hired somebody?
Yeah, well, we've already had someone. We just need to, I think I need to hire just someone else just to go through the weekend because we're ready to up ad spend and stuff, but we want to make sure that literally between the hours of like 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. are covered every day.
8 a.m. to 10 p.m.?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys have like just one setter?
So we have one, but his wife helps. So technically kind of two, but we want to essentially hire his wife. Dude, there was like I've been going through this whole debacle for like an entire week of like this issue that we're having with him. Like obviously I couldn't solve the issue because she already worked out like the payment situation with him before I kind of arrived, if that
Mm.
makes sense. So it was kind of like trying to figure out how to restructure payment and do all that type of different stuff. And it's like hard explaining to him that we instead of like there's nothing really much that I can do about it now, just because like it would be fucked up if I did. But essentially, instead of doing a model where you're paying them hourly, I wanted to do commission based and then just give them a higher percentage. So like the more calls they book, the more money they'll make because they'll make more commission versus paying someone $5 to $10 an hour. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? But
Yeah.
he was so hooked on like the dollars per hour. I was like, dude, like you know what I
Well,
mean?
we
You're trying to like convince him that like, hey, dude, like instead of doing like so much hourly, we want to up your commission. So like his wife didn't want to work for us between like certain hours. So I have to find someone that wants to work those hours, or I have to just bite the bullet and then pay the other girl hourly, which
gotcha.
is fine. But the thing is, like at that point, I have to really make sure that I'm like tracking their performance and making sure that they're doing the best that they can because they're working hourly and they're not incentivized to book calls like I need them to be.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about it. What I've come to find is like, and you probably caught on to this as well, is like having a certain minimum that has to be hit per hour in order
Yeah.
a per hour amount. And
Yeah,
then
I mean, I can show you what we do in terms of like tracking everything, but like, for example, um, I don't know. I just want to make sure that like, I mean, our cost per book call is really good, but I just want to make sure that when we do up ad spend, like, it just makes
stay.
sense and everything is covered because if we're going to be spending the amount of money we're spending, we want to make sure that we're still doing the volume and hitting the KPIs that we should be.
I talked to a buddy of mine. He was telling me, I don't know what your ROI is. He's telling me he's got some personal trainers that are spending like 20K a month on ads and doing like 300 or 200,000 a month.
So there was so Tyler, the I don't know if I told you about him, but he spent I think dude he's spending a 15 to 1 right now.
Yep.
So I think he spent like 600 bucks. He made like 10K
Yep.
in
That's
like
perfect.
3 days. I'm like, damn, like
Yeah.
trying to get on that level.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about it, man. Aman, hope you're doing well, man. Rodarte, hope you're doing well. Um, Fellas, let's get started. So hey, Cam, you're first, man. So anything you want to go over in particular, man?
Um, yeah, for some reason I've tried to get in contact with Loom and they send me back stuff that I've already tried. Um, and then for this call specifically, how are you recording it? Because I want to get it right. I know I'm not even like on that anymore. But just for the future, it'd be nice to know. or at least get your side of things. It might help me a little bit.
So if you're okay, so what I do is this. So you can see my screen, obviously. Yeah. So do you have Loom up here to the right, or are you using like this Loom that's like
Yeah, it's a Chrome extension, so it's there.
don't do the Chrome extension. That's the problem.
Okay.
That's it.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah. So just come up here to the right. I click this, I hit start record, and then I start my Zoom videos. And then once I'm done, I click this and boom. And the same thing applies. If I'm on a phone call, I come in here, boom, start recording, put on speaker, record the whole thing, boom, end it. That's it. So that's it.
Okay.
Does
All
that
right.
is that the problem that you were having?
Yeah, the problem I'm having is it's not working, so I haven't tried that. So
Okay. Yeah. Stick away. Don't do the extension. This extension's dumb.
yeah. And then for Zoom, like this Zoom call, do you do the Zoom recording function in Zoom itself, or do you do Loom on top of that?
I could probably do Zoom. The reason I don't is just because of like connection issues. But if my Wi-Fi was stronger, I would be doing both.
Okay.
But I prioritize Loom over everything because I want to have everything within my Loom library. Like that's the most important thing to me. Because if I put on Zoom, then I'm kind of leaving it up to Zoom and it's another variable, another thing I have to look at. I don't want to. I just want to keep everything within Zoom. I just want to centralize everything, sales calls, coaching calls, course, everything within one place. So that's why I like just using Loom.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Oh,
What else?
that's
That's it.
yeah. I'm glad I showed up.
Cool.
Yeah.
There nothing else you want to go over?
I don't think so. No, like I said, this whole week has been completely unwork related. So
Cool. All right. Well, I think I don't know what you got planned. I think I know I've got some cool stuff to maybe talk about with Aman and maybe Mason. So if you want to stick around or want to head out, whatever. Um,
I'll stick around for a little bit.
cool. Um, Darte, congratulations. Is this the first sales call you booked or the second?
I guess it's the first. I mean, the first one, the guy agreed to a sales call, but then like never got back to me when he wanted to
All right.
meet.
Okay.
And then this guy was like it was very short and sweet. I probably didn't do too well as far as like cover everything in the discovery call, but I was way more relaxed. Um, and he was just like he crossed me as like a shoot from the hip kind of guy, and um, yeah, so he agreed to a call on Monday, so a week from today, which kind of sucks because so far away, and he's not responsive in texts. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. So he didn't even respond at all, like for any of these texts. Like I called him and he forgot about the call. He's like, oh yeah, and I was like, hey, I mean, if you have like 10 minutes, so we can do this call right now. He's like, yeah, I got some time, and then so we had the call, and
How do you phrase when you're going to book the sales call? How do you phrase it?
I recorded it so I can go through it. But he said, what did I say? I used the $30 a day for ad spend because this guy going through his business and stuff, like he's doing really well. So that's where I think I messed up, was like I didn't, like you said, step on their neck. There was like nothing for me to step on. Like he was like he struck me as I can take it or leave it kind of guy. So I just kind of like shot from the hip and was like, well, if you can afford $30 a day for ad spend, I think I can help you increase your bottom line there. Is that something you want to do? He's like, yeah. He's like, is that it? Like his answer was, is that all? Just $30 a day? And I was like, yeah, for ad spend, yeah. And then so he said, well, it's him and his partner. They're both not available until Monday. So I said, okay. And then I booked it. I sent him a text. He hasn't responded. In the text, I said, can you please confirm you got this? And he hasn't responded.
So when you went to book the sales call, right? So at the very end, my question to you is, what was the wording that you used to book the sales call? Because the reason I'm asking is because you said it's not until Monday and it's far out, and that's the first thing that triggered in my mind as well. When you type this up, I'm like, oh shit, that's pretty far out. So I'm wondering what is the vernacular that you used in order to get that booked?
I think I said when works, what time works for you, and then he said, this week is busy. The earliest I can do is Monday, the 19th.
Gotcha.
And I said, okay.
Gotcha. So one thing you can try is, and I think part of it does depend on like who they are, how busy they are, and how successful they are, for sure, right? But one thing you can try is you can, instead of telling them when are you available, what I like to do is I like to tell them I have these dates available. And so just make that slight tweak is got it. So I've got tomorrow available, and then I've pretty much got yeah, I've got Tuesday and then sometime Wednesday. Does Tuesday morning or evening work better for you? So you're controlling it. Do that.
Yeah.
And then what he's gonna say to that is he's busy, but like you're kind of playing it like that's why the tonality is what it is. The way I said it is like I'm busy as well. Right. And so that's
Yeah.
how you play ball with you. And if they're super busy, then that's cool. You push it out, but like you want to try to control the frame. And that's kind of my advice for you with that one.
Yeah, I mean, I was happy this guy answered, because like I wasn't getting anywhere. And he actually opted in on the 9th and scheduled it for today. And he wasn't responsive to text. So I called him thinking it'd be another no-show, but he answered and was receptive. And I was almost like, oh shit, let me run through this real quick. It's like
You-
almost
you-
like surprised I was gonna do a discovery call.
when you did talk to him, was he like expecting your call or was he surprised by it?
No, he was like he forgot about it, and he remembered like, oh yeah, I did. So, and he apologized. Sorry, forgot. And then I was like,
Gotcha.
well, if you got a quick 10 minutes, we can go through. And I prefaced it with the why call and how call. Like I liked when MJ said that in his call when I watched the video, like that was like, okay, that's a good frame there. Um, so he was like, okay. And then I'm like, yeah, so and I just kind of jumped in and was like, why did you need, like what made you opt in? What is it you're trying to do? And it was just like marketing, really. I mean, he's like, but business is doing great otherwise.
Okay. So I do have questions and I can go deeper, and I feel like I've just kind of been bombarding the conversation with questions, but I guess I wanted to start with like what are, I guess, your questions, or what are the things that you really wanted to cover today before we kind of go deeper into the rabbit hole?
I like to prepare for the sales call as far as if I was doing this on my own, I guess I would just like model it after like the free video commercial sales calls, but like obviously pick and choose like what works and what doesn't. And pricing. So like I know I've asked this before, but he didn't bat an eye at $30 a day for ad spend. He was like surprised at how cheap it was. And so like where do I go from there? And then with the free video commercial, I know like the framing was, we need 3 months to book to kind of lock this in or to give results, but my ad says in 30 days, so I can't use that. I don't think. So I guess my frame would be it's X amount of dollars. It's month to month, X amount of dollars, and then if you wanted to lock in 3 months, I'll give you a discount there.
Yeah. So in terms of the price question that you asked, I created a video on this. I don't know if you had a chance to check it out.
You know what? I saw it that you posted it. I don't remember where I saw it though.
Yep, it's just in the value drops. It's a recent video, so it's just
Okay.
so check that out. And that'll give you a lot more clarity. And right now you're in a place where I'll be honest, man, it's just like shoot a number. That's all it is. Shoot a number that you feel comfortable with. That's all it is. Like there's a lot of material in here. It is very good material. But the truth is, if I were to just give you a short answer that you're just looking for, like just a number that you want to go for, something like $1,500 a month, something you feel like wouldn't scare him. If you feel comfortable with that, do that. $1,500 a month times 3 months is 4,500 with a discount. Let's say it's 3,750 or $4,000 even, for example, something like that.
Okay.
But
That's what I was thinking too.
you should still watch this though.
Yeah, I will.
So that's regarding the price question. Um, I feel like have you watched um have you watched this video down here? Kaushik's actual 7-figure sales script by any chance? This is within the sales module.
Is this I'm pretty sure it did. Is this where you're like sitting down with somebody?
No, no. This is
I remember
I
watching a
share
video where you were like sitting down with somebody like in a plain room, it looked like. I don't know if that was like earlier in the like the 11-hour video.
yeah, that's a separate video. Yeah, I know what you're
Okay.
talking. No, the reason I'm saying this is like this part is a little bit challenging. There you have to Frankenstein your sales call, and it's a constant process of reiteration until we get it. That just is what it is. So it's like the question becomes like, where do you want to start from? So you got to pick somewhere to start from. You can either pick and start from here, or you can start from the sales call script within the 6 figure in 6 weeks, or you can take what I told MJ within that video. And I feel like for you, yeah, I feel like with you, my suggestion would be to, I think starting with like what I shared with MJ would be good for you. And then take what you can from this video, like anything you hear that you're like, oh, that's gold, implement that within your sales call as well. That would be my suggestion to you. Instead of the sales call script within the 6 figure in 6 week, I would say let's not do that one for you, because that's more general. It's more for that kind of funnel, free video commercial. This is I think a little bit different.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Or in
Yeah.
terms of directions?
Yep.
And we'll refine it, man. And also my other thing to you is like homework would be this is type up a script for your discovery call and your sales call and send those over for review. This is something that, for example, Riviera recently did. I still have to review his. So something like this. So rapport, framing the conversation, and then he's going to go through this. And so this is very dense. I'm not saying you necessarily have to have something as dense as this. Honestly, this looks more like a sales call than a discovery call to me. So just having something, and then I can go in there, I can just kind of give you some feedback. That might be a good idea.
Okay.
So step by step, it would be have a look at what I said to MJ regarding what I think he should do during the sales call. And then
Was this your critique for MJ's discovery call? Because I did watch that one. I watched
yeah,
it.
yeah. So I gave him a critique for the discovery call, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I told him, like, here's how I would have conducted. Like, here's what you did, MJ. Here's the things that I don't necessarily think I would agree with. Here's what I would have done better. Put your foot to his neck and really get the pain and really figure out the pain point and figure out the issue with the business. And then, kind of stick to that closer framework. And then what I said to MJ within that video is, okay, here's what you would do on the sales call. So not only did I tell him, here's what I would have done with the discovery call, but I also told him, here's what I would do on the sales call as well. So my suggestion is that you go back to that video and you can model pretty much what I'm telling MJ, honestly. You can create a discovery call based off of what I shared with MJ, and then your sale call script can be very similar to what I shared with MJ as well. And that could be a good starting point. And then if you see anything cool within this video, you can add this on there, if that makes sense. So this is like seasoning, extra spice that you can add on to that.
Got it.
So start with that, build something, and then if you see anything cool in here that you could feel like would be applicable, add that in there.
Okay.
Um, okay, so answered your question regarding price, answered your question regarding kind of what to do in terms of sales script and frame. What else do you have that is top of mind for you?
Just I know I fucked up by, increasing the ad spend on the original was it ad set? And it seems like the leads have dried out. Like I haven't gotten a lead in a while. Well, actually I got two I got one guy opting in twice, and it seemed to me that he messed up the first phone number, and then like the second opt-in was like just one digit off the phone number, and then and the first opt-in was a wrong number. Like I was calling some dude's like, you got the wrong number. And then but as far as go high level goes, it kept it as the one opt-in. It just updated the contact. So I didn't have two opt-ins, which I found interesting.
So I guess like how many leads were you getting on average, and then when did it slow down?
I got one. I was averaging about $35 a lead. So maybe like it was like almost every day. And then when I increased the budget, I got an ad or I got an opt-in like pretty soon after that. And that was when did I text you or message you that? Um, I increased the budget on Wednesday. Does that make sense? And then I just haven't gotten anything since, really, other than one. So right now I'm up to I got 7 opt-ins, and I can tell you the amount spent right now.
So what I would be curious about is how much has been spent since you upgraded the budget, and how many leads have you gotten in? So how much have you spent since you upped the budget, and then how many leads have you gotten? Which I would assume is just one.
Okay, yeah, it's just the one lead, but the amount spent total is $366 for 7 leads. And let me adjust this.
52.
Yeah, it's like in the 50s now. On Thursday I did it. So Thursday the 8th.
So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So it's been 4 days.
Yeah, so I spent $168
And you got
and I got one lead from that.
Okay. It's tough, man. When stuff like this happens, it's tough to know if you should continue to wait and it'll go back and fix itself, or something is busted. And I don't have the answer for you in terms of what that really is.
So my thoughts were, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's okay.
My thoughts are like just maybe doing like just a Facebook lead gen form. I know that's not, I don't think that's that common as far as HVAC ads, but I wonder if that'll work.
Yeah, you mentioned that before.
Yeah, so
Why do you think that's the solution?
I think it's easier to just give an email and a number than it is to actually book a call.
Okay. So here's what I would suggest that you do. I think, spending $168 for one lead is not the most expensive thing, but it is relatively expensive compared to your previous results. But the other thing I'm also thinking is like it's only been 4 days, and oftentimes it takes 3 to 4 days for things to recalibrate. And you increase the budget from like 35 to what?
From 30 to 40.
Oh, okay, from 30 to 40. Okay, so that's not bad in terms of what you increase the budget to. That's healthy, that's safe. So yeah, it could be that it's just going to take a little bit of time. Now, my suggestion is this. Again, we're just in testing playfield. what I would suggest doing, my gut is telling me duplicate that again, duplicate that ad set, and make the new ad set $30 back to what it was originally. Leave that one on just in case it starts working here in like a day or two. Like maybe Miraculous is going to work and then you're going to have like 3 leads pop in all of a sudden. It happens. I've seen it. So step one, duplicate that ad set. The new ad set will be $30 a day, which, and ideally that new ad set fires. 2, leave on the original ad set and just like keep me and Mason up to date. And, worst case scenario, you spend $30 for 2 days and we decide to shut it off in like 2 days if it doesn't start working. And then 3, you've mentioned this multiple times. I don't know if it's the right move or it's the wrong move, but there's no such thing as wrong in the world of testing. So if you want, let's go ahead and create a lead format and just see what the heck happens. Again, I'm just telling you based off of what I've seen and like the fundamental principles. We haven't seen anyone do a lead format. And so I'm telling you, I would say that I personally don't think it's going to work, but I'd love for it to work. So those are the 3 steps that you can do regarding your ads.
So for clarification, I duplicate the ad that's at $40.
You duplicate it, but you duplicate it to $30, which is what it was originally.
Okay, and then keep it at 40. The one that was duplicated. The ad one.
So ad 1 is up here, keep it. Ad 2, make this 30, keep this one at 40. Yep.
Okay.
And then you'll have a third ad set, and this will be a lead format.
At 30 also?
It's up to you, man. If you want to. It's up to you in terms of your budget. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that this one, what's going to happen most likely, my theory, is that this one is not going to budge. We're going to spend another $60 on it for the next 2 days, and then you're most likely going to shut this off. My fingers are crossed that this one that we're going to duplicate for $30 is going to start working. And then my theory is that this one is not going to work. Or it's going to get you leads, but like they're going to be really crappy and you're going to have a hard time getting a hold of them. Something's going to happen. That's my theory of what's going to happen. So my money is here on this ad set.
Okay. All right. And as far as like what else I wanted to go over today, the KPIs worksheet, like you went over this a while back, and it takes me my brain's like a brick sometimes. So like I just need to like go over that again, as far as like what they calculate. And I know like I have it all set up where it's like I got the formulas in there, but I don't know what it's doing.
Okay. We can go over that. So you're talking about this sheet, yeah?
Yeah.
So niche funnel KPIs, that's probably what you want to go over. Is this the one you want to go over?
Yes.
Okay. So CPM, the way you get the CPM is you just go and you just filter by a certain date range. So let's just say it's April. It's August, but obviously let's just say it's April. What I would do is I would filter from April 1st to April 12th, and I would look at the campaigns, and I would just see what is the average cost for the campaign. It should be at the bottom. So
yeah, so it's a cost per 1,000, right? Is that what it is?
Yep. So you would record this number here. So for me, it's 33.19. So that's what goes in here. Link clicks, you're going to go into your funnel and you're going to, filter from April 1st to April 31st, see how many clicks you got. Cost per unique link click. This is just going to show you how much it's costing you to get a link click. Book discovery call is people that have actually, again, name, email, phone, or actually book something with you within the calendar. Cost per book call should automatically populate for you. Calendar conversion rate, this shows like, hey, what percentage of people are actually booking? So 25 divided by 275 is going to give me 9%. Live discovery call, this is the part that might have some confusion. Live discovery call refers to how many actual live discovery calls you've had. So let's say you had 25 people book, but you've actually had 12 discovery calls, like actual conversation with people. So far, you've gotten 7 people to book a call with you, and you've had 2 discovery calls. So it's actually not like, does that make sense? So this
Yeah.
number would be 7 for you, and this number would be 2 for you. And then this is your cost per live discovery call. And then this is the number of people that have said yes to a sales call. So for example, right now you have 2. So you have your number is 7 here. It's 2 for live discovery call, and it's 2 for book sales call. I'm sorry, yeah, 2 for book sales call. And then live sales calls is the same thing. The word live always just means like actually, like what it actually transcribed. And so this number is technically 0 because you haven't had any sales calls yet. Cost per live sales call. Acquisition just refers to like deals you've closed. So whether it's a trial, profit share, whatever it is, like that all counts for acquisition. Cost per acquisition. Close rate is going to be acquisitions divided by live sales calls. Close rate is how many people are you closing out of the live sales calls. Ad spend, self-explanatory. Revenue. So this is the part that's a little bit different, we can get into. So revenue just refers to like, if everybody were to continue to pay you for the agreed amount, how much would you make? So let's say you close a deal for $4,000, but they put down $250 deposit. You would put down $4,000 here, even though they paid you $250. Cash collected, you'd put down $250 because that's the cash you actually collected.
Okay.
Profit after ad spend would basically be the revenue, 4,000 minus 1,000 would be profit. And then net cash flow is basically the cash you collected minus ad spend. So in this case, it would be $250 minus $1,000, which so your cash flow would be negative $750. And then these are just calculations, revenue ROAS, which is, just revenue divided by ad spend. So this is your theoretical return on ad spend, and then this is your cash return on ad spend.
And are those automatically populated, or is
Yes.
okay?
And then this is just additional stuff. So like, hey, the names of my new clients. Here you can put in reoccurring clients you paid. So let's say you got 4 clients, and you'd put in these other 4 clients. Yeah, so I think that's all you really need to know for now. I kind of, in truth, I put these things as extra, and nobody's really had to use them yet. And I'll go over them when the time is right. But basically, this is to figure out your total cash collected. So if you have, like, for example, 5 clients, and then you close 2 new clients, the 2 new clients, their data is up here. And then your other older clients are here. So you can kind of see your net total cash flow and all that stuff. But it's not important right now for you. And then here, just like additional things like, hey, like it's kind of like a journal, like, hey, what change did I make at my ad level? So for you, for example, you would write down, hey, here's the change I made at the ad level. I increased the ad spend. That would be, so the way I do it is I come in here and I say like date, time, increased ad spend due to reason X. My hypothesis is X. And then 2 will be same thing. So if I make 2 different changes, so in your case, you basically made, how many changes did you make? You made increasing ad spend, duplicating. So you made like 4 or 5 changes. And so then I come in here and then I'll type that and I'll put that here, so that I can look back every month and see what kind of changes I made at each level, at the ad level, the funnel level, the lead, et cetera, et cetera. So I can see what is working, what's not working.
Okay. Earlier you said you go back in your funnel and see your clicks. You go back to the actual funnel and you don't go look at it on Facebook?
Yeah, you don't look at it on Facebook because remember, we spoke about this I think we spoke about this the other week. The reason we don't is because the data that's on Facebook Ads Manager is not accurate.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
So,
With the new iOS update?
so this will tell me, for example, this will tell me that I made 1 sale. This, on the other hand, I know I made 3 sales, for example, right? So the data is all messed up on Facebook.
Okay.
So the data, you go to your actual funnel within Go High Level. You go and look at those numbers. questions?
No, that all cleared it up.
Cool. Um, what else you got?
Um, that's it.
Okay. What you said you made some changes. What changes did you make to your funnel? Or like your funnel, your process, like have you made any changes? I remember we the other day you said, hey, look, I'm getting these leads, but I'm having this and that issue. And I sent you a voice and said, here's what I would do, here's some things I would do. Like what changes have you made? Have you made any changes?
I did make like maybe one. What was it? Oh, I added the text back 2 minute text like 2 minutes after they opt in. I'm like, hey, whatever, whoever, this is Dan. I see we got a call scheduled. Can I get your website?
Okay.
Um, and I think that was it.
Has that done anything for you or no?
Well, I mean, I haven't gotten a lead yet, so
Gotcha.
or maybe I got one.
Have you been double dialing and all that stuff that we spoke about or no? You haven't been doing that stuff.
No, I've been double dialing.
Okay. Are you still are you having, I mean, I guess like now that we're talking, you haven't gotten a lead since we spoke about that last. Um, so I guess we'll have to see like some of those things we spoke about, like researching these people, pulling them up, double dialing, all that stuff. I would assume that you're gonna make a habit of that, or
No, I've been researching them, and if I can find them, that's fine. But I'm still reaching out to ask them for their website just to kind of get a conversation going. But there has been one guy who it was hard to find, and he was the guy that gave me the wrong number. And because he opted in twice, I thought maybe he was like messing with me. It was like a troll. But I think he's legit, but just hasn't gotten back because I think it is it is a legit business.
okay.
So yeah,
Well,
I was already looking them up before you told me to.
how do you feel in terms of your time and energy these days? Like, do you feel like you're kind of working to the bone? Do you feel like you've got more time, you could do some stuff?
I feel like I got more time. Honestly, I feel like the last week or so we had just gotten into a groove. Here at like home, like getting into a routine. Um, I feel like that has given me more time. I feel like my back's against the wall as far as my goal is to like book two and get results by I think we're less than a month now. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm really glad. I was encouraged today getting talking to him and him agreeing to a sales call. However, I wish it was like this week.
Yeah. I see progress, right? Like I see a lot of progress.
Yeah.
A few things. I have a theory that adding that question of what is your personal phone number could be a big thing. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it could be a big thing if you rely on text and if they actually respond. But if they're not big texters, if this enters these group of people, then I guess it doesn't really make a big difference. So wait, so you're saying that all those people that were, the 7 initial leads, you're saying that you were double dialing them, you were texting them, you're following up like crazy, and you're not getting much feedback from them, or is that what you're saying? Or you because I think last week or the week before we spoke, you said you hadn't been double dialing them yet.
No, there were some I double dialed, but some I just kind of like wrote them off, I guess, because I mean I wasn't getting anything back or no response. Um, like my very first lead was the husband that opted in with the wife's name, I guess, and then she's told me to call back the next day, which was the scheduled time. And then there were no show. I double dialed, I texted, and I looked them up and I saw that they had just launched their ads like that day.
Oh,
So I just kind of like wrote them off.
gotcha. Um, okay.
And then the same with well not they didn't launch ads or anything, but the guy that hasn't gotten back to me about a book sales call. And he's the one that let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 missed calls.
Okay.
Um,
So here's my suggestion, right? With the again, we're kind of with us having 30 days to really crush this. My hypothesis is this: it's gonna take us some time to really dial in your sales process. It just takes time, right? And hopefully, within these 30 days, we can get that dialed in. That's one of the reasons I suggest increasing ad spend, because you get more bats, you get more reps in, right? The more reps you get in, the faster we figure out how to convert these people. And so we're still on that path. My fingers are crossed that the change you make to the ads will get that to fire up, and then maybe we can have two different ad sets running at $30 a piece. And like my fingers are crossed that works. However, what I would also recommend that you do is, if you feel like you have time, Daniel, a big thing you could do is start working on that stuff that Drew is doing. That's what I would be doing. Like, if you don't have anybody coming in from ads, which again, most of your day these days, if a lead's not coming in, like, there's not much to do. So if I'm you, I'm going to work on doing that stuff. Does that make sense? So I'm working on testing out some HVAC ads. Figure that out. Once you do, let's start calling these people, offering free trials, and do, like, literally watch Drew's video and start doing that stuff. Use your downtime to be doing that. That's what I would be doing if I were you.
okay.
So we're hitting things from double angles. And on top of that, what's going to happen is, if you keep having these conversations with people that are doing trials, like, I think you're going to learn more about, like, how to talk to these people, communicate with these people as well. It's going to be a different sales cycle for sure. Like, talking to these people versus talking to people from ads, for sure. It's a different conversation, but I think that could only help you. So, if I were to kind of give you some homework, so make change to ads as discussed. Type up consume MJ content and 7-figure script content, and create script for discovery call and sales call, and send over for review. Start some HVAC ads out and figure out what is working. Then study the content within the free lead gen module. Then follow the directions within it to get some trials. So those are like the three big things I think you could start working on and get done this week.
Okay.
And I think those things could really move the needle for you. What else you got for us, man?
That's it.
Okay. Any questions? Anything you got for anything you want to ask Mason?
No, he actually responded to my ask about the lead gen form.
Okay.
So thanks.
Okay, cool.
Gotcha.
Cool, man. Well, what else do we have? I think that's pretty much it. And then Aman, we got you. Cool, guys. Just give me a second. I'll be right back, and then we'll continue.
Yo, Amon, do you ever put your clients on just like recurring auto pay?
I have one on autopay. No, I had two. I have two on autopay, and it's really nice.
Nice. I was gonna say, dude, sometimes if you just put them on auto pay and you just like continue to work with them, they don't like say anything. They're not-
Yeah, I've had like one of my clients is like a weekly payment, and we can go like a month or two without talking sometimes, which is, you know,
Wait, you have a client on a weekly payment?
yeah.
What the hell? How'd you do
Yeah.
that?
I forgot how I convinced her, but basically, Koshik was just saying like over the course of a year, you make like a little bit more, right? So, yeah, so we tried it out, and yeah, I don't know how I convinced it to do it weekly, but she was like happier with that. So I have to like think about how I mentioned it.
That's super interesting. Yeah,
Mhm.
I've been using like I don't know if you guys have ever heard of something called Affirm,
Yeah,
but
I've heard of it from.
dude, it crushes for me. That's like how I can get way more like paid in fulls.
So a firm like you're basically there. It's almost like a what was it called? Like a free money thing for them, where
It's
they
like
can pay
a
it off.
yeah, so it's like a buy now, pay later system. It's basically
Right.
like a credit card that you can use, except the APR is like 10 to 15% less than what it would normally be if you pulled one out. Takes like
Mm,
5 seconds to apply, doesn't affect your credit score.
mm,
And like let's say you're selling a product for like 5 grand. Like let's say you're doing like a 3 month marketing package for like 5K. Basically, they can make their monthly payments on it or whatever, 6 months, whatever they want to choose. And then you get the paid in full like automatically. So they're
mm.
paying monthly payments, but you get the paid in full, so you can put it back into marketing or do whatever you want with it.
Right. Yeah, I really need to set that. Is it easy to set up or
Bro, so easy. Yeah, you just go
I really
like
need to set up?
all you do is like you just go into Stripe and then you just like turn it on and then make like payment
Oh,
links
shit.
and that's literally it.
Okay. Well, I mean, if I have that in the back pocket, I feel like that could be really helpful. Like as like a last resort sort of thing.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like we use it all the time.
Oh, really? Good
Yeah.
to know. Yeah, I know
Every
the Met Spas like they'll use it too.
You said what? Say that again.
I was just saying like that.
Like sorry.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Oh no, I thought I don't know if you were talking to me or Kushik.
Oh, I was talking to you, Amon. You said you're gonna say something. I just didn't hear you.
Oh yeah, the Met Spas I know like use it. So they'll use that like on a call if someone keeps asking about like pricing. So yeah, I believe one of my clients like brings it up pretty heavily if like, you know, that she gets like objections. So
Yeah, I was gonna say like you could definitely do that and take it and use it for your other medical spas, especially like with the higher ticketed package stuff, like we did with the.
yeah.
I think like I mean this is just like a random thought, like this just has no like thought process behind it, but you could do like an ad where we were doing with the tattoo artist where it was like a buy now pay later thing, and then as
Mhm.
long as they integrate a firm, like do that actually might crush.
Right.
Maybe that's worth testing. If like maybe test it with the client that already uses a firm because they're already like a pun intended, like a firm believer of that. So maybe try that out. And I think that would be really cool.
That would be.
That's
Um
on your uh bucket list. I'm like, I think when Rich came up with this, me and Mace were saying that to everybody. Like, you could run this with Botox and filler and just about anything. Get tattoo now, pay later. Get filler now, pay later. Get cool sculpting, pay later. Like everything is get this, pay later. And I think
right.
the heavy part of it is the nurturing in the middle. That's what made it work for Rich. So it's a completely different machine. It's a completely different machine to be clear.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because even today I was, you know, trying to like talk with Karen about her sales process for like the high ticket and she sold like quite a few, luckily, but you know, she kind of like gives it to them like as a way to like see it and then it's kind of more of a passive thing towards the end. But like, you know, if someone is paying like if someone's on a semi-blue type program, they're gonna be on it for 3, 4 months anyway, and you know, they're gonna do the monthly payments like they might as well get all the bonuses that come with the package and stuff. So, you know, maybe I can really drill in like, you know, either way you're gonna be paying monthly payments, but you know, if you do the package, you'll get all these extra benefits and you know, you're gonna be spending that much anyway. So I'm just trying to think about like, you know, ways you can frame that where it's like, like yeah, so what we are at now, it's kind of like she said after like 2 sessions, they're a lot happier and more open to stuff like that versus like the first session. So we're gonna test that out where she kind of sells a little bit harder on like the second or third session.
Mm.
Yeah, that's this is the same thing. I mean, I made so many sales doing the exact same thing.
Everything costs something, bro.
This will look eerily familiar to you guys. True. Sorry, it's I haven't watched this in a very long time. I'll try to find it. Oh, here it is.
Price is it's a $12,000 program and it's broken up into 12 payments over the course of a year. I used to do like a 60-day program and 90-day program, but I really found that like I can't help you in just 60 to 90 days. All the trainers I've ever helped like past 6 figure point, so usually for the first 6 months, they're doing well, but they're just struggling because they're still like learning like which strategies best for them, how to close like properly, stuff like that.
So I hope you appreciate the transparency. I'm glad you shared that information with me so I can share it with you. That being said, a lot of marketing gurus charge around $7,000 per product similar to mine. Now, while I agree that every single penny is justifiable, considering the fact that they're teaching you how to make 6 to 7 figures, what I can say after having gone through several of these courses is that the Cinema Marketing Cheat Code is much more thorough and has much easier to follow instructions. Not to mention, my course is strategically great for filmmakers like you. Yeah, because I want to make my course affordable for as many filmmakers as possible. I'll be selling my course for just under $3,000. But while we're at the growing stage of the program, I'll be selling the course for the next few months at a discount rate of half the price. And you can confirm that by visiting the Cinema Marketing Cheat Code website. And as I promised for anyone who stuck around to the very end of the training, I'll be offering an additional discount for the next few minutes only, so you can join for just $9.97. Now I know that your pockets might be tight, but fortunately we set up a system to lend you the funds for up to 6.
So here we go. So as you can see, like I do this by design where I've gone onto the price. Now I sell the free money so hard. It's $9.97. Now I know that your pockets might be tight, but fortunately we've set up a system to lend you the funds for up to 6 months at a 0% interest rate and no fees so that you don't miss out on today's offer. Just click the offer on the screen. You'll be directed to the checkout page with today's discount already factored in. Then all you have to do is fill out your contact information under step 1, select pay with PayPal under step 2, then click on complete enrollment. After you do that, you'll see a PayPal and PayPal credit icon appear. Select PayPal credit. Then all you have to do is plug in your PayPal login details, confirm your billing address, then input the personal information details required by PayPal. Within 60 seconds, PayPal will provide you with the credit to enroll so long as you live within the United States or Canada and have decent credit. Now, the reason it's a no-brainer to join the Cinema Marketing Cheat Code today is the fact that we also provide you with a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you consider the fact that you have up to 30 days to make up your mind regarding the full course and have up to 6 months to pay for it, it's a great opportunity to capitalize on. Within that time frame, you should be able to more than 10x your return on investment by working with me directly to help you close your first $30,000 plus videography client. Now, before we get back to today's free training, I'm going to take a quick 5 minutes to share what's inside the full course, as well as all the free bonus. See how hard I'm going in terms of, hey, like I go over, hey, here's the price. By the way, fuck the price, and here's how to get all this shit for free. So, you know, I think it's something everybody should be leveraging. You know, you can really practice it in selling the packages and all that stuff. And this is literally all Rich did. Rich spent all his entire nurturing sequence talking about that. Hey, here's how the pay now thing, or here's how to get tattoo paid later, da 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 da. Really selling them on this. So people are thinking like, oh, let me just get my thing that I want to get and not focus on money. So it's a
Nice.
the beast that
Yeah.
really leverage.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know why I've just been sleeping on the whole like pay now, or buy now, pay later or whatever. But I feel like now I'm kind of seeing the real value and kind of want to make that like my next thing that I dial in. Because I mean, I feel like I'm kind of finally getting past that like getting people booked, bottleneck that I've been dealing with. So I feel like if I can really hone in on the consultations and then, implement a process like this, I feel like it could just be game changer.
I've been into so many offices that sell high ticket, like in person, and I feel like they just do an okay job. They're like, hey, so yeah, da 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 da, and get you in terms of the pricing. If pricing starts at this, also we have financing to help you out, and then they continue. They don't say shit. They suck so bad. It's like, oh, what the fuck does financing even mean? So like I would go heavy. Like if I were them, I would change up their script, and I don't know exactly what it would be, but it'd be like, yeah, we can get you in terms of pricing. It starts at this. That being said, for 9 out of 10 people, we're actually getting them everything for free, and then they're paying later. And the reason they're able to do this is because we have a third-party system we call Affirm. And the way it works is you simply sign up for the system, sign up for it today, and we get you the funding within 5 minutes, and then you simply make those payments over the course of 30, 60, 90 days, while being able to get the value of this thing. And again, I'm not doing a good job of it, but like that's like I feel like people, if they just figured out that script, they would do so much better in selling so many more things. And I don't see offices doing that.
Right.
And Mason, I don't know that you guys do anything like that. I would assume you guys kind of, do you guys push it like that, or do you guys like kind of, it's like an objection handling that you guys use it for?
We usually like obviously we only really go for paid in fulls, but if they need a payment plan, we just tell them like that we use a firm for it.
Got it. So if somebody, so you try to go for pay in full, and if they say, hey, look, I can't do it, it's like, how do you guys position it? Just out of curiosity, how do you go into that?
Yeah, so basically we're just like, okay, would it make sense? Like, well, first we ask them like, oh, do you need a payment plan? If they're like, yeah, that would make more sense for me. They're like, okay, no problem. So what we use this we use this thing called a firm. Essentially what it's going to do is it's going to take that payment and it's going to break it down to smaller monthly chunks, and it's going to give you different options. And so you can essentially choose what you want to do. So for example, if you want to make 3 payments, if you want to do 6 payments over 6 months, it's totally up to you. We try not to let price be the thing that's stopping people from joining the program. So why don't we just do this? We'll go through it together. We'll take the best option that makes sense for you, and then we'll move forward and get you onboarded.
Nice. That makes sense.
So just something along the lines of that. It works super well. And then it generally works every time. Especially like if you have a really terrible credit score, it won't necessarily work, or it will just give you bad options. But another thing that we do is like, hey, if you want to, like some people like to put it on a credit card, but we actually like to use a firm because the APR on a credit card generally is around like 25 to 30%. Where if anything happens and let's say you have an emergency, the APR on a firm is just 15%. So you're good there. But generally, again, most people don't have to deal with that anyway. But that's just like an extra blanket of comfort for you if that's what you were looking for.
I forget what Rich uses. Do you remember?
Afterpay maybe?
Afterpay. So I think Afterpay is free.
In
No,
terms of APR?
yeah, I don't think there's any interest on that.
I don't know about that.
I think it's like 4 non-interest payments, and then the interest kicks in afterwards or something like that. There's obviously interest, but I don't think it kicks in for a little while. And I think
Yeah, like like so for ours, like as long as you make the payments on time on a firm, it's the same way. Like you won't get charged the APR.
so there's no APR as long as they keep making the payments, or
Yeah, so if they make, so if they're making the payments on time, there's no APR charge.
okay,
But obviously, if they're not paying it, like that's why I think it's really sexy.
gotcha. So it's the same thing then. Good.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, guys, like leverage this kind of stuff for yourself, for your clients, for sure. Okay. So yeah, we can dive in, man.
Cool. So yeah, for eye candy, I'll just send the loom. I feel like it's gonna be a very casual thing. I think now that everything is set up that I've been working on this month, I'm in a lot better place. So it shouldn't be really anything, especially if I lay out what I'm gonna be doing next month. Just like a quick update, like they're well over like, or they're definitely over 20% bookings now from the 8% that they were before. And like today alone they're like, with the leads, so today is the first day, that like first full day where they're on top of the new leads coming in. Yesterday they just called a bunch of the old leads that were on the spreadsheet, but today was like the new one. And I mean they're at like over 30% in booking the 15 leads that have come in. So um yeah, it's looking very promising, which is great. And then the cost per lead has gone down with my new campaign. So yeah, it's looking, very promising on all fronts as far as like eye candy goes. So
Music fingers, bro. Good work.
yeah.
So are we good with Gigi then, do you think? Or
Yeah, I think we're good there.
okay. So for Karen, yeah. So my mind is in terms of the benefits of both. Well, I think. Okay. Getting into all the technical, she can focus more on saying high level stuff. Okay. So I guess like what are your questions regarding Karen, or what did you want to discuss regarding Karen?
So with her, so I'll just give you a little update on her numbers. Um, so she sold about three mid-tier packages for 1,700 each. Um, and plus that with like the people who are booking like one-offs or like weekly, she's generated about 7,700 and she spent around 2K on ad spend. So so yeah, she's basically like, has profit from like 5,700. Now, one of the packages sold was from a chin contouring, so I don't know if that counts as part of the data. So I can subtract one if needed, um but yeah, so she's in a good place with the semaglutide. I think her bookings from like her leads are a little bit low now, and I think that's just because she's gotten really busy and it's been a little bit hard for her to like handle all the leads. Um, but but yeah, and then so basically from there, she's very happy with everything. I think the main thing is like she's getting like really tired, like getting so like explaining it so much on the call. I think the way she explains it, she explains all like the technical details and like all these like different things where I think maybe if we can just focus on like just the emotional side of it and like creating intrigue, and then maybe we could sound like a video. She hasn't done that yet for semaglutide specifically. I think she was only sending like the chin contouring leads like a YouTube video. um, so yeah, um, let me see. So I got the numbers, the package, and then one thing you asked is like, is she, is it a mix of AI text to set up the call, or is she straight calling leads regardless? Um, so she said it's a bit of a mix. I think now it's a little bit more AI text to set up because, she only wants to talk to like people who are really interested. But so it's probably like 2/3 of it AI text to her calling leads, just like straight up. Um, but I mean, also from what I'm seeing from iCandy is that they're getting like it seems to be a little bit more like 50/50, or they just got a bunch of bookings, say, from just straight calling.
So are you doing AI with iCandy, or are you not doing AI with them?
I'm not doing AI right now with them. They just have like a first text that goes out, and then, from there they can decide, what location they want to go to. So it's like which location will work best for you. And then if someone, replies with a question or whatever, they have one person who's just like really on top of responding to messages and go high level.
Okay. I don't want to spend too long going through all this stuff because I just don't. I think it would take too long. But I think what you can do, I think what would help is like just like answering these questions just like in black,
Hmm.
and that would help. So like the amount
So,
spent, date range,
oh yeah,
leads.
yeah. Yeah, I have all that, so I can fill that in.
Cool. Well, that's good to know regarding her.
Mhm. Yeah, so I think the big thing right now is like, should I start thinking about content for like the semaglutide and think of ways where we can like have a better like demo and it seems like again she kind of mentioned the whole like second or third visit they seem a little bit more open because most people just want to try it out. But
So
again, I don't think her consultation. Mm.
so what problem are we solving right now, and why are we solving this problem?
Um, I guess like, just making sure she can sell more packages.
So I guess why are you saying that this is a problem?
Um, because at least the way she framed it is that she's had a lot of consultations from the ads. At least from what I've seen, there's maybe been like like at least in the go high level aspect, and I can like cross check, there seems to be about like 10 or 15 or something like that. So is I don't think, I think selling three packages is really good, because that's like 30%.
Yeah, that's good as
I just
hell.
don't know if
10 to 15
yeah.
consultations with leads. So these are just leads, straight up leads that have not purchased anything. She's having a conversation with them, and then she's getting 3 out of those 15 to go on a high ticket package.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if all of them are completely new leads. I'm pretty sure some of them are, because when I checked, there wasn't any like previous payment history. So yeah, I think they are pretty new.
Yeah, dude, that's like she's she's bitching and moaning for no reason. I think that's really good,
Mm,
I would say.
got it. Yeah, because I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I think that's just one big part of like just sales in general is that you just have to repeat yourself over. Like if it works, it's kind of like you just kind of have to.
So do you have more information on like what the machine is now at this point? Like step by step, it's the, add to this, to that. She's saying this. Like, do you have a more idea of like what that is? Because if I know what the machine,
Um,
then I can look at it and I can see her pain point and like where we can maybe plug things in. I know we're talking about like, hey, having some content, injecting it in. Um,
right. I think for her, it's like, the ad for the $97 first shot. They have a conversation with the AI. She'll schedule out a call with them, get them on the call, and then I think her phone consultations tend to be around like 10 minutes, so they tend to be a little bit more thorough of her explaining how the shot works and how she mixes it with the MICC vitamins, so there's no side effects, and then how much they can expect to like lose per month, per week, and then what the costs are. So I think she just straight up goes over all that like on the call, and then yeah, she gets them booked in, does the consultation, and then a lot of them are still continuing weekly. Like the only ones she has trouble with is like people who are like a little bit older, but she's like all the young people, they
so,
really started the process.
what I'm hearing is that she's having a consult that's 10 minutes long, and she's getting them to come in. 3 out of 15 have came in. Once they get in, then she's convincing them to stay month after month, or
No, no, she has like the phone call, like she explains a lot of it through phone call, but then she might have had like, 10 or 15 come in, and then a big handful of those go on like the weekly ones where they're just paying weekly for the thing. And then, three of those paid for the high ticket thing.
okay,
So
cool.
she does like another like in-person consult.
And she converted 15 out of X number of people to come in. And does she collect a deposit or anything or no?
Yeah, she does if she gets them on the phone. So one thing she does for that, which I like, is they have to pay the deposit, and if they like don't have the credit card or whatever, she'll send the link, but if they don't pay it on that day, then she'll cancel it the next morning. So she lets them know that, so it creates like urgency. And she said every time she's seen all the like deposit receipts come through.
Okay. Okay, so just confirm one more time. See the ad, have a conversation with AI to book a time to have a conversation. She has a consult with them about 10 minutes long. She's bitching and moaning about that consult. Yes,
Pretty
that one.
much, yeah.
She's
Mhm.
bitching and moaning about the 10-minute consult. She's gotten 15 people-ish to say yes, put card details down, collect a deposit, and then out of those 15 people, 3 have already paid for the package, and then the other ones, some of them are still doing weeklies. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So I
Dude,
need to see,
like
yeah,
fantastic, bro. Like there's nothing broken at all about this. We need what you need to do is get the specific numbers
right.
so we can have a better like look at this. But like I'm not seeing anything broken at all. At all.
Yeah, and I think because she said her go high levels updated. So if I go by that, and I was able to cross check like the people who she moved to show up. So it looks like 7 people have showed up from the bookings. So this is like 3 out of 7, assuming, all three, like obviously one of them was from the Gen Con touring. I believe the other two were from other leads, and then one of them bought like a 1 month package, but she was like a client. I think she booked again from the ad and then came through. But so yeah, I mean, if anything, those are, I think, good numbers. I think she just needs to get her percentage of booking. She
This
may be
number,
at like
so
10%.
this number simply needs to be what number? This number simply needs to be 20%, right?
Correct.
Right. So the question becomes, do we know if she's converting 20% of people? If she is, there's nothing broken at all. And I would even be afraid to add additional content to
Right.
we can do it as a control, but like I don't know, like why. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's too, I would be afraid to touch anything right now.
Right. Yeah, I think her booking is really low. That's the only thing. Like the actual lead to bookings, I think that's like 10%. Actually, let me see. I have the numbers. I crunched it in. That is 12%. So it's not bad.
12% is show is booking.
Is booking from yeah, booked appointments, because there's 16, and then 7 of those showed. I think there was a handful that no showed because she wasn't, like, for a while she was just texting. Um
And when you say 12% are booked, you're talking about semaglutide and a bunch of other stuff, or just semaglutide?
just the semaglutide. Yeah,
Uh,
so I want to get her to like more around like 20-25% for that.
okay,
But
so
I think that's just because she got busy too.
okay. So 12% are booked, average is 30%. Average is 30% are booked, and 20% come in. And so she's pretty much had the 7 people that she booked and they all showed up.
Um, so she's had, let me see. I can share my screen here if it helps. Okay, so I filtered out the semaglutide. So there was about 16 booked, one no-show.
Let's start at the top. How many leads do we have total?
So leads, we have
Leads for
125.
semaglutide.
Correct.
125 leads. Okay, and then let's go, what's one level further down the funnel is going to be consult, like number of
It would
conversations.
be phone calls, yeah, but that's the only number I don't have.
So number of phone calls we don't have. We want to get that. And then number of people that have agreed to come in has been
16, at least here, that's what it says. And she said it's updated.
and equals 16. Okay, and then what's later down the funnel?
That would be show ups. So she's had 4 show ups so far, 2 are pending.
So 4 showed up so far, and then how many are pending?
2.
2 pending, and then how many no showed?
It says 1 no show and 3 are under loss. So those are probably people who like canceled.
So 1 no show, and
And then
then
there's 3 more she sent back. So those are probably no shows as well. I don't know if they're lost or no shows. Basically, you should just like send them back to like, getting follow-up texts. So there's 3 more here.
so 1 no show and then 6 cancels.
6 cancels, yeah. And I said 4 show up to appointment, but technically those who bought a package showed up to the appointment. So that'll be 7 that showed up.
Wait, so 16 agreed to come in. 4 showed up for what? 4 showed up for the 97?
Yeah, 4 showed up, but there was also, since there was 3 like here that bought a package, that means they also showed up to for the first time offer. So it's 7 that showed up.
Okay, so the 3 that came in for the package, they were converted on that initial phone call.
No, they showed up to the appointment and then got converted in person. So this group right here is show ups, and then out of all these show ups, these 3 paid for a high ticket.
Okay, so and so in terms of show up, then the top number would be 7, not 4.
7, correct.
So 7. So 7 show up. Okay, so out of the those that showed up, 7 showed up, 2 are pending to show up, 1 is no show, 6 are canceled. Okay, so packages sold equals 3. And okay, 3. And then that's pretty much the end of the funnel, or is there anything else? Like people that have not bought the package, but they're continuing to take weekly, monthly shots, or is okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just kind of look at these numbers. So
It was
so then 16. So 16 divided by 125, that's 12%. And so ideally what we have is gonna be, so we have a 12%, and what we want ideally is 30%. So there could be something done there. In terms of those who show up, I think okay, so here's what I'm looking at. I'd be curious how many people she actually has on a phone call. So that's homework then. Do you think you figured that or no?
yeah, I could probably get that.
Yeah. And the reason I'm running through all this stuff is like, I'm just trying to look at the overall pipeline and see where the bottleneck is to see if we even need content.
Right.
Nothing here is screaming at me, you need content, because the bottleneck, if you look at it, the bottleneck is the number of people that she's able to convert. And instead of 30%, it's 12%. And so that tells me it's most like an issue with her sales, or it's the fact that she's kind of, yeah, it's most likely sales. Maybe it could be the fact that she's already saying, hey, it's $97, and then you have to do a package. And so now people are like resistant to coming in. That's what I see the bottleneck as. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
And then out of those people that do agree, but the thing is, maybe the number can be a little bit lower. Instead of being 30%, it's 12%, because she does so well in selling the packages.
Right.
So it
Right,
could,
like she qualifies them.
yeah. So maybe it's okay that she's at 12%. So I think we have to keep a look on this, keep an eye on this, and maybe the numbers are completely fine. Overall, let's look at, okay, so overall, the ad spend for the 125 leads was how much? Ad
Overall, it
spend,
was
cash collected.
1,979.
1,979. And then cash collected.
Cash collected, total, I
Three
have
packages, 3 packages plus the 4 other people.
so the 3 packages, yeah. Do you want like the individual, like the people who paid individually, and then the back end?
Yeah. So the 4 other people that paid, I would just assume that's $400. And then the 3 packages is how much?
So the 3 packages is 1,700, and then so I have like the back end total is 5,580, because I think one of those people bought just a 1 month, which is just like, yeah, they bought 1 month in advance. So yeah, that's that. So 5,580 for back end, and then for the other people, I didn't just include the one time they came in, I included like their total amount spent after their first time, and I have 2,184 for that.
So you have 2,180 for those 4 people?
No, there's like more than that. There's about
I'm just considering some.
um right. So I have here like on the list, I don't know if any of them disappeared. Let me see. So I'm trying to see where all this numbers come from. Kim Perez.
What I'm looking at here is
Like
125 leads, 3 of them paid for a package, and then 4 of them came in for like one shot, unless I'm misunderstanding.
yeah, I might have had the numbers on the front end wrong. I may have to recalculate that, but yeah, I mean worst case, yeah, 400. I can cross check the other people who came in. So this person paid 377. Angelique paid 60. 1 second, let me just do this. Emery paid 578, and Janica paid, I don't know where that person is, but let me just put this in here. Because like one of them's already paid 578 so far. So I mean that's at least 1,000 from the other people.
Oh, are you considering the 2 pending people?
No, I'm calculating because I'm also in her Regaro, so I can see like the people if they because it's like a weekly thing. So I've been able to see like if they how many times they've come back and what the cost for those were.
So what you're calculating is the 3 packages paid in full plus out of those 4 people, some of them have came in multiple times. That's what you're calculating. I see. And that total number that you have is what?
So the total number I recorded on here, I don't know if anything's missing, but it's 2,184. Yeah, because Denise is also, yeah.
Okay. So essentially what I'm just looking at is like if our ad spend is 1,900 bucks, 2,000 bucks, and we're turning that into 5,500 bucks, I'm just kind of looking at that and just kind of saying, okay, we're making a 2x. That's kind of where my mind is at.
Right.
It's not terrible, it's not bad, by any means, but I'd like to see it higher, right? I'd like to see like a 6x,
Yeah.
10x. That's what
Yeah, that's where my mind was at.
it's like if she's spending 2,000 bucks on ads and she's turning that into, 5,500, and then there's cost of goods, cost of everything, how much is left for service, your service fee, right? That's what I'm trying to
Right.
get at. So I think it needs to be higher. I think she needs to make more money. And the bottleneck I'm seeing right now is, the number of people that she converts to show up.
Yeah, and I wonder if it's just, because she has been busy and we've been running multiple campaigns, if there was like how I set up for eye candy where there's just that one person who's just dedicated to like calling leads as quick as possible, if that would help. But
What do you think the solution is?
because like at least the thing I set up for eye candy where they have a VA who gets notified, and as soon as they get notified they reach out to the lead, they double dial the lead like immediately, and I mean it's like they're booking like a lot more now, and so I wonder like because her like I think some of like one of her staff left. She's been I know having like her own personal life stuff happening. So like I don't think she like when she is available, she calls them right away. But
You think
I
the
think
issue,
she's not here.
So you think the issue is just her ability to double down and follow up with these leads, and she's just letting people fall through the cracks? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And so your solution is to,
I don't know if I have so one solution was, she mentioned one of her staff, yeah, like I have a staff member who can call the leads like from Thursday through Saturday, at least the ones that she missed, right? And I was like, she was wondering if, there's any way she could get help for like Monday through Wednesday. And I was like, okay, is your staff like, she's not working Monday through Wednesday because of like school? And she was like, yeah, she has like school and she won't have time to be here. And, I was like, okay, maybe is she hourly? And she was like, yeah, she's hourly. And I was like, maybe we could set up a system where like she can work like 1 hour remote where she like follows up with leads or something. But that's like following up with like old leads. That's not like catching new leads as soon as um
yeah. I think one thing we need to do is need to figure out what is the average percentage of leads someone should hop on a call with to see if she's letting leads fall through the crack, which is reducing the number of people she can sell to come in and pay for that first free. So essentially what I'm simply saying is we have 125 leads. We don't know how many of those she called and was able to get a hold of. And so if your theory is correct, right? If your theory is correct, that means that let's say the average med spa speaks with 90%, right? And she speaks with like 50%. Boom. That means that, yeah, dramatic difference if she had
yeah.
some. So that's what we have to figure out.
I mean, at least now I'm like, since I've set this thing up with iCandy, we're collecting data in terms of like a person who's dedicated to calling those leads. And so, and I like the spreadsheet a lot versus like having like leads update on Go High Level because it's such an easier way to see like, here, I'll share my screen and show you. And I was kind of like trying to gauge whether she would benefit for something like this, and she seemed interested in trying this way out. But so like, you could just see at much higher level, and basically the way I trained it was they put the date, and then if someone picked up but asked to call back, it's a yellow. If they booked, it's green. If it's red, it's not interested, and they can just add notes. So like he or she added notes, but it's like so much easier to see at a high level, like um, the different campaigns, what they're booking in for. I have the script for, I made like the tweaks to the script for like the different campaigns. And yeah, I just feel like it's so much easier. And basically, if there's multiple people, then basically what they have to do is just put in their initial before they call. So there's not like two different people trying to call the lead. So they'll put in their initial and then, it's like, okay, this person's taking care of this lead, and then they'll put the outcome of regardless it is. So all this populates automatically, and then this side they just fill in manually. And I feel like I like looking at this a little bit more because it's easier to see at like just a high level and probably easier to count up. But yeah.
Yeah. So one thing I think that could be added to this, I'm sure more could be, but like cash collected would be great.
Yeah.
That would be something that would be very beneficial, I think. Cash collected like month one. Obviously, people are coming for reoccurring things, but month one would be nice. But so I guess you're saying that you think a solution could be to use this with Karen. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, potentially use this with Karen. And like at least in general, like because one thing we were seeing is like, okay, do we need to like, does every mess one need to find someone who's gonna be on top of like, calling the leads and stuff? So if we set something like this up, it makes it a little bit easier for like them to see as well. If we ever make a system where it involves multiple people calling leads.
I like this. I like this a lot. It's a lot easier to definitely look at than what we were looking at Go High Level for sure.
Yeah. And Dr. Jane used to use this too, and I feel like it just made things easier. Um, like
Yeah.
yeah. And you could see how much notes they were adding in.
Yeah. Sweet. I like it.
But yeah, and so I'll see if like, Karen implements this and then she does it with like one of her staff, or like she gets someone who can help her with calls, and then we can see. Because I mean, if a VA, because obviously, yeah, if a VA can get bookings, I feel like, one that definitely helps, like, definitely makes you feel like, okay, there's a more scalable way to do this, right? Like we just hire a good VA down the line, but and you can see all the different campaigns, the scripts pop up automatically with this. So I think it could be such a scalable way.
I like it. Yep. I'm on board. Cool, man. So I guess hopping back to like what we were talking about, I think that's pretty much it in terms of Gigi and Karen. Yeah. I guess the other thing that we can run through is like your onboarding stuff.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I was just starting to write it out today. We don't have to go too deep into it. I just wanted to you know, I guess like so you could see like where my head is at for some of this. I basically have a longer version and then use ChatGPT to kind of break it down.
I drew this out to like just visually show you what I was thinking about. You could really condense all of this, where you could have your sales call or your sales page after they pay literally redirect to the quick start form, and then
Mm.
that gets redirected to this page right here if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You have it all in one go. So you say, hey, look, once you take literally on your sales card, like, hey, so you're gonna take care of payment. Once you do, you're gonna get redirected to our quick start page just to show you here's what it looks like. Let me know once you get let me know. Okay, great. All right, before I let you go, make sure you get this filled out. Once you do, you can get redirected to this page. And then just when you have some time, please run through this before our call. And we will run through this on our onboarding as well.
Right.
So that's kind of what
Yeah,
I was
that's
thinking.
cool.
And then at the top of the page, it's a caution, please don't close out of this page. Page must be completed before the campaigns run, before you start the campaign, right? Just kind of at the top of the page, just similar to like what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Mhm.
These covers. And it's like, welcome to your onboarding process. Please watch the video below. And so like, if I understand what you're trying to do here, I can kind of help you craft this script up here. And so what I was imagining was like, okay, here's a video. Here are and then like baiting them with the words, like the five highest leverage activities that will increase profitability. You have a video here, and you have question 1, A, B, C, question 2, A, B, C.
Mm.
And then you could have one video, which is like one question, then submit, boom. And then you have your
Right.
final video if you want. So anyways,
Yeah,
so
I may like write it out more and then maybe make like a loom of just saying like kind of running through the script and like why I'm saying certain things, and then maybe that'll give you more context. So then that way, you don't have to read as much through it now and then try to figure out like how I should word it.
yeah, I'm just wondering like, so what are you trying to accomplish with this video? And that's all I kind of wanted to ask you is like, what are you trying to accomplish with each of these and why?
Okay, so for the first video, it's just get them to understand the importance of, using a first time campaign to have more consultations, like booking actual consultations, and then so that we can sell high ticket packages. The high ticket packages will help, like offset all the marketing costs, and it's gonna, their patients are gonna be more bought in, so they're gonna be able to help them better. And so I kind of work backwards, right? So I start with that, with the high ticket stuff, like sell as many of these, but no, not everyone's gonna buy one of these. So we have to, stack as many consultations as possible. And then, we do that, we stack as many consultations as possible by running a first time offer campaign to incentivize people to come in. So I think it's just really helping them understand, like buy into, again, the overall system. So then that way, when I get into all the parts about getting contact with leads, they're not like hating it.
So the problem you're trying to solve is not hating contact, not
Yeah, like helping them see the big picture before we get into like the technical stuff.
I guess like if I were to phrase in problem, what is the problem? Instead of what is the goal, what is the problem? What is the problem that
Um, I guess I see it as more like prevention. Like if I can get them like, excited to do something, then, basically everything else they just have to follow. Because I feel like most people they hate like, calling the leads or they were like, well, we're gonna lose money if we do this, which obviously I'm trying to really dial that in on the sales call now. And like I feel like I feel like when they watch this, they're gonna mostly just get it. Um, but maybe it's just dialing in like that last time.
video two. So video two, you're basically trying to put in all of your pillars. Prioritization.
Yeah, video two is more focused on just getting the call with the lead. So I kind of broke up video two and three into two parts because I feel like it could become really long if I focus on, how to get in contact with the lead and then how to do a proper discovery phase. So, video two, like all these four pillars, honestly, these five pillars is really just to have a conversation with the lead to begin with. Like I feel like that's you know, the biggest thing. And then once you get them on the call, so yeah.
The purpose of this is to help them get leads converted into consultations.
No, this is the purpose of this specific video is just to get on a call with the leads. Like just for them to get their leads to pick up and have a conversation. So increase pickup rates.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, and then the third video is once you're on that call, nurturing them so that they have the right expectations and they're not just fixated on the first time offer, but they're building a relationship with them.
I mean, would that be accurate to say or no? The purpose of this is to help convert that conversation to show ups.
Yeah. Yeah, because I want them to collect deposits and stuff. So yeah.
Okay. So I think I have an idea of like what you're trying to accomplish here. I'll sleep on it and see if maybe there's ways that we can structure this or restructure this. If I think that there are other ways that we can simplify it even further. Is that okay?
Yeah. The only thing I haven't started yet was like um, making a good consultation or if there's like a video I should create on like what to do before. Again, I'm kind of like newer in this territory of like dialing in the consultations for my clients. Um, so that's just one thing that I have to kind of like figure out how to do, but like get social proof, all that kind of stuff.
Rephrase that question one more time.
So I just haven't I like all this so far is like booking, but I haven't got it into like I haven't started writing the stuff for the consultations because it's kind of like new territory for me. So probably like tomorrow or Wednesday we'll try to like write out like a draft for the consultation and like show ups and working with me like those sort of onboarding expectations. So this is just like a draft I have for like the first part or like for the booking side of things.
Yeah, as I'm looking at this, I feel like there's there's so much we need to add. Like we need to add a video. Like here's how to communicate the most efficient way
Right.
possible. You're
Yeah.
talking with you.
Yeah. I just haven't gotten to that point yet.
Okay. Okay, cool. I think it's a good starting point. And once you have more stuff on here, I can have a look. One thing that would help is like, I think doing that and just like, so I understand like what is the problem that you're trying to solve? What is the thing you're trying to do with this piece of content? So maybe having it like in red. Cool. Oh shoot. Okay. What else you want to go over? Come on.
That's basically it right now. I'm gonna the people on the trial, they agreed to my conditions. So it'll be cool to try it out, see what happens. You know.
Just, like agree to your email. They're like, hey, cool, sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we're good with it. They're like, the only thing is, can we start on Tuesday? Because, my kids start school on Monday or whatever. I was like, yeah, that's cool.
That's good. Congratulations. Let's see how it goes.
Thanks.
Not over
Yeah.
until
Well,
so, but good. Anything else you want to go over, man?
no, that's basically it.
Cam, MJ, Rodarte, anything you guys want to go over?
Yeah, I did.
What's up?
I just want to share my screen because I was trying to like duplicate my ad set and got a little confused, and I'm wondering if this is what like caused the leads to dry up.
Okay.
Yeah, so let me share my screen here. All right. So this was the duplicate that I did. I just turned it off real quick. So just mind you, this is the advantage. Like this, I just had Facebook just take over and do what they wanted. And every
Okay.
time I saw this like once or twice and was kind of confused. So I just like reviewed and published. And then so now going in here, like I have all of these, but they're all in draft. And the only ones active are these two, which is my original ones. I'm just not sure what all these are.
Just refresh the page, like click on your URL. Yep. And sometimes it just is a little funky and goes away.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, everything's fine. It's Facebook just that. So you had two ads within that ad set is what it looks like.
Yeah, so then this is the duplicate, and it was showing the same thing. Okay, so it's oh yeah.
You just have to refresh it and then it shows it accurately.
So what's the warning now? Should I ignore these?
Yeah, I mean, like, did you just do quick duplicate and not change anything? mean, we
Yeah. So earlier when we spoke, I said that I increased this from 30 to 40. I just increased it to 36. I miscounted or forgot. So my plan was just to duplicate this and keep it at 36 and 36.
So we can like literally just do it live, man. So let's go and just delete that one that's in green. Let's just delete it. Just put a check mark next to it and just delete it. Just careful not to delete the other one. No. Rodarte, you give me heartaches all the time, bro. Freaking, oh my God.
All
My
right.
blood pressure is so high around you. Okay. So no. Put a check mark next to it.
It is.
And go to where it says duplicate. There's the drop down arrow. No, above.
Oh.
Yep. Click that and then click on quick duplicate. And then duplicate with the current setup. All right, let's click on that's something weird's going on here.
Yeah, that's why I was like wondering what was going like this is what it did, and I was like, that's a lot of
Yeah. Can you click X? So what did you do?
just
Oh,
duplicate.
you duplicate the entire campaign. That's why. Let's delete that. So let's go into the ad set. So put a check next to that. Okay, that's fine too. Put a check next to that. And let's do a quick duplicate. Left, yep. There we go. And you shouldn't need to touch anything. You should be able to just, I would recommend retitling your ad set so you can title it for August 12th. Where it says copy, yep. And then I would, after you change the date, what I would do is come down and change the budget back to 30. Yep, and then just publish. Boom. So it should be good now.
Okay, I keep making the mistake. It's duplicating the ad set, but just the or duplicating the campaign rather.
Yeah, yeah. Make sure you just duplicate the ad set, not the campaign.
Okay.
And then if you wanted to do the lead format, what I would do, I don't know if you can do it this way, but can you just do a quick duplicate and then go into the ad set settings and make into a lead format? Yeah, so you can change this to like instant forms. Yep. And then you can run through that in terms of setting it up. I think all you have to do is maybe tweak some stuff at the ad level. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, I'll hold off on this, but
Cool.
I know how to do it now.
Yeah. Take your time with it. And then if you have questions, let us know.
All right.
What else you got? Anything else for us, Rodarte?
I think that's it. Why is there
Okay.
3?
What's up?
We're showing 3 ad sets now active. I don't know why. Okay, there it is.
Yep, just whenever things look funky, Rodarte just refresh and it'll go back to looking normal.
Okay. There's a draft error. Is that
That's because you selected like discard change. So just
Okay.
if I'm you, I would just delete it and just start and do over like what we were doing and do it all the way.
okay?
Just delete this, and then after we end the call, quick duplicate and then tweak up, run through the ad set, make sure everything's good, and then the ad, make the changes. Again, quick form, obviously. But yeah.
Okay.
And just keep us posted. We'll see what happens with this one, with the lead form. MJ, Cam, anything you guys want to go over? Okay. Mason, you want to vent to the guys and tell them what's going on, and we wrap the call up here? See if there's any wisdom, anything we can learn, anything we can learn together.
Yeah. So
I'm listening.
yeah, there's not like I guess it's not necessarily wisdom, but it's a learning lesson for me, I guess in a way. So just a little bit of backstory. For the business that I'm running, we have an appointment setter and we're starting to scale the business where we need all the covers outward, like all the hours covered between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. So basically like the entire day. And before I took like 50% ownership of the business, she was already paying an appointment setter hourly. And that's something that you don't want to do necessarily. I guess in my shoes, I need to do like just commission based because the appointment setter isn't going to have incentive to book more calls if they're getting paid hourly. Right. So it's basically probably the problems that you guys might run into in terms of like a receptionist not calling your leads because they're already getting paid, if that makes sense. So for us, and I'm still working out the details now with our current appointment setter, and actually his wife is going to work for us as well. But the thing is, like, the way that we should have done it, and I can't really go back and change it now just because I'm going to look like a D-bag if I do. And especially with people like in the Philippines, like they're not going to understand if we lower the monthly like hourly pay for them and then up the percentage from the closed deals. Like that's just something that it's harder for them to understand. So you have to go in and say like approximately how many calls that they book and then approximately how many you close and then just base your pay on that. And if they understand that, and instead of like working $5 an hour, it's like, hey, every call that you book, there's a potential that you're gonna earn $150. It's just way more like whoa for them. So they want to book as many as humanly possible. So because I have to do hourly, I have to keep my finger down and make sure that they're performing. And if they're not, then I have to go and I have to find someone that's going to do only commission based because they're hungry and they want to grow the business. Because as ad spend increases, like that means they're going to have to do more work. And again, if they're on hourly, they're not incentivized to book more calls. So they're already getting paid and they don't have to have the mindset of like, we want to grow with you in a way. But the appointment setters, they are doing a good job and they're doing great. But at the same time, that's something that I learned. So definitely, I guess in my shoes, and every business is different. I definitely had to go more commission based, in my opinion.
Is he from the Philippines or is he from here?
No, he's not from the US. He's not US based.
What are you guys paying him per hour right now?
I'm not sure exactly on like per hour right now, but per month we're probably be paying like $1,000.
$1,000 a month?
Yeah,
That's a lot for a fucking setter, dude. From the
not
Philippines,
really.
for the Philippines per hour?
Yeah, for the entire month.
Usually it's something like $5, $10 an hour. And then with bonus-
So do five, so it adds up quick. So if you do $5 an hour, right? And they work what? How many days a week, right? Or how many hours a week? So you have $5 an hour. They work 8 hours a day, right? So ours works more than 8 hours a day, but just in perspective, if they're working, it's $40 a day, 5 times a week, that's $200 a week. Times that by 4, and it's 800 already. So I mean, it is pretty much working out to be $5 an hour.
So that's perfect then.
Yeah.
What I've seen is I've seen 1,000 to 1,500 for a setter on the Philippines when you've got ad spend that's like tens of thousands of dollars a month. And you're forcing them. What I've seen is like tens of thousands of dollars in ad spend, which is you guys want to ramp up ad spend. But then I think it's like one call per 10 minutes or something like that. That's what they're doing. I don't know how long it takes to get a call with your guys.
What do you mean? Like takes to get a call?
To like get a discovery call or a sales call, whatever it is that their job is to push for. It's about one per 10 minutes. So that's the metric that I've seen people shoot for. One per 10 minutes. That's when the $5 to $10 makes sense an hour.
Yeah, no, I exactly. So that's the thing. So like right now, like I'm putting KPIs together in terms of like what we should be doing in terms of ad spend, and we are doing like well in terms of that, but like it's hard explaining like.
So what's your solution? Like, what are you planning on doing with them? Like, what do you think the main action is?
Yeah, so I'm just setting specific KPIs and then adding incentives in terms of if you hit this amount, then you'll make more. And
The question is,
then
how are you gonna handle this situation to get him to do what you need him to do? Like, what's your plan of action in terms of like selling him as a business owner, managing expectations? Like, other than like obviously putting those KPIs, like what are you gonna do? Like send him a Loom video, hop on a call with them. What are you planning on doing?
yeah, I mean, so I'm talking through Slack right now, but we have a Zoom call tomorrow, kind of going over everything because there is certain hours of the day that we do want someone else to cover, and he said that his wife has like a appointment setting experience. So like that's the first thing in terms of that. And then basically going over again because I don't think he necessarily really understands exactly how the commission works. But going over that and then getting him to understand like, hey, I don't care if I'm getting paid less hourly because I know as the business grows, I'm gonna literally make double of what I'm making right now if I just continue the same thing I'm doing and incentivize them in that way. So I think just those two things should be enough if I can say it well enough and just keep
Yeah.
going over it until he understands it.
What I would do if I were you, a suggestion is to extrapolate the data out, which is maybe what you're planning on doing already. So you show them like, hey, this is the ad spend that we're currently at. What we plan on doing is increase the ad spend. We want to make some changes to the business. And the changes that we're going to make to the business are going to allow us all to grow together. And so here's what we're expecting in terms of ad spend. Here's the number. If you extrapolate that data out, here's the number of discovery calls, number of closes, all the stuff in here based off the percentage. Here's what we expect your pay to be once we make these changes. That's and
Yeah.
that,
So yeah, I literally did that with, so wait a second. So for this business specifically, like I did this here. So this is when we were talking more along the lines like the payment structure. And he's getting like $800 a month and 2.2% of new client acquisition. So I was just basically telling Lauren exactly what we were going to do. And then going through and saying like, if we predict the future, if the goal is 40K per month, this, like I did everything in terms of like writing it out and how much it would be, with assumptions like our increase in his setting payout where it's 1K a month right now at 12.5 to 15K. And it would double approximately to 2K per month for him if we hit 40K cash contracted, not to 25 to 30K months. So it's healthier margins for us, plus he'll be happy because he's paying double. But basically like I have all of this in terms of like having it all written out. So I think if I go over this with him, it'll make more sense because like if I jump in here, it's like our KPI is booking 30 calls per month currently soon. Like that's kind of where we're at right now. It's like soon it's gonna double. He's like, I did try working 60-hour days. It's kind of unrealistic, bro. Maybe 30 and above would be fair because I know the more that we book, the more income for us. So that's already a given. Besides, I'm not a lazy worker.
so
So
our
it's like,
okay. No, please. Whatever you want, I need to know who is working when. Okay. You guys want to? Yes, for me, it's okay. I'll look. Okay. What do you think his hiccup is? Like, what do you think he's getting like pissed off about or aggravated about or whatever?
yeah. So I think it like I think it just has to do with me trying to go back and make that payment change.
Did you
Um,
mention in here anything about the percentage?
Yeah, in terms of what we're switching it to, and he's like, nah, man, I'm all set. I want to stick to my hourly. And I'm like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Like I should have done it over a call and made more sense to him in terms of like how much more he can make, which is a really fucking stupid mistake that I'm never going to make again.
You said the mistake is what exactly?
The mistake is like switching like the payment backed down from the 800 expected a month and then increasing the commission rate because he fought against that. He was like, no, that doesn't make sense because that's not like then that would be like my appointment setting per hour is $2 or $3. I'm like, yeah, but after the commission comes in, if you really average it out, it's like fucking 10.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't think he quite understands it. So I think that's what maybe he's upset about.
Can you keep the dollars per hour the same and then just put him on a percentage to incentivize him?
That's what I'm doing. So like that's literally what I'm doing like when I get on a call with him tomorrow because like he doesn't like I can tell by his language it looks like he's pissed off. He's not. It just really looks like he is. Like just from this messaging, I know he's not. Because we have a pretty decent relationship in terms of that and like he just knows. But yeah, I have to definitely go over this.
Gotcha. So you feel like the mistake was you initially were gonna make the move of, hey, Opie, I'm gonna decrease the dollar per hour or decrease the monthly and then increase the commission, and I think that's gonna be better for you. And then he's like, no, fuck that. And now you
Yeah, because I try. Well, the thing is too is like I didn't just leave it at that. I had context that I was like, hey, like the reason we're doing that is because our company is growing and we want to incentivize you to book more calls. And the way that I'm doing that is I'm increasing the percentage of you of the commission coming from closes from 2.2% currently to all the way to 3.75%, which is a 2.2 increase. But maybe like what I should have done, and like I literally said like, hey, instead of getting paid $1,000 a month, you'll probably get paid 2,000. And he still didn't like, he still was like, no thanks. And I'm like what the fuck do I even say?
How long has he been working with you guys?
Oh, months, like at least 4, 5, 6.
Hmm.
The thing is, like, he's replaceable, but at the same time, it's like he's already decently trained up. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, $1,000 a month is fucking nothing.
Hmm.
And like, if his wife works for us too, then it's a lot easier because he can train her if she needs any training. Plus, it's just a lot easier because like, if he's in it, then she's in it type of thing, and they can just cover like basically every day if they wanted. Like, which I know he's down to do.
Yeah. Well,
And like I would say the only risk for us is not closing deals, but like I just don't see that happening as of right now.
yeah. I feel like he's gonna be all right, but I mean, based off
Yeah.
what you've explained, it sounds like maybe you didn't say the right things at the very beginning, and now once you break it down, he should be on board. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think that too. Yeah, I think that.
So if you were to go back in time, what would you do differently? Just out of curiosity.
Probably get on a call and explain it with probably have Lauren on the call too, just to I don't know if that would make it more comfortable, but have because I've had my own one-on-ones and stuff along the lines with him because I've been training him up myself, so he has a good relationship with me. Like there's been times where he's like, oh, I want to do like he did like a 16-hour day, and I was like, bro, like stop, like go sleep, bro. Like I don't want you freaking burning out. Like go sleep, dude. Like seriously, like we're a health and fitness coaching company. I don't need you dying. Like, you know what I mean? So like he knows that I care about him and everything, but I think that if I had to go back in time, I would probably just I wouldn't even do a Loom video. I probably wouldn't even done the message. I probably would have got everything all prepped on the screen and then just had a normal meeting with him and then said, hey, just want to let you know we're making some changes and the reason we're making the changes is to incentivize you and just kind of go over that and see what he says from there. And then I think he'd say yes. And then from there, I'd be like, hey, I know that you said your wife has appointment setting. Do you think she'd want to get on this as well?
Yeah.
That's what I would have done.
Yeah, I'd do the same thing. I'd probably pre-frame it though. I'd get him excited for that call. That's the only difference.
Okay.
You'd want to, if you just show up on a call and you do that whole thing, you're gonna still have that deer and headlight effect. It's gonna be too much to digest. However, if you pre-frame and say, hey, we're making some changes, we're getting ready to increase ad spend. This will be a great thing for all of us. We're all going to be able to eat more. So I'm excited to share this with you. Now you pre-frame it, now he's excited for it. Maybe even planting a seed. Also, I don't know if your wife would be interested or anything like that, but we could definitely use the help because of the level we're gonna be scaling to. So now you're really getting to think about money and all that stuff. And then when you hop on that call, he'd be more, I think, open to it. That's
Open to hearing what I have to say. Okay. Okay.
Anything else you want to talk about, Mason? About your stuff?
I mean, I have lots of shit, but I don't want to waste anyone's time.
Yeah. I mean, you're open to talk about it. I'm here. I'm chilling. If the guys want to peace out and miss out on learning lessons, they can do that. If MJ wants to go suntan, that's cool.
I'm ready blacking off, I think.
Yeah, so we're pretty close to launching. So we're pretty close to launching our community, like our school. We're not using school. We're using Go High Level. But we're gonna launch one like super soon. in terms of what we're doing. And there's a couple people inside of the fitness community that have been launching them. Like there was a guy that did a couple paid in fulls. There's a couple different people that were using it, and it was working really well. The thing is like from what we're doing right now, I think it works really, really well. I don't want to run ads, and I'm not going to run ads specifically for the community, but I'm going to take that and use that to nurture people. And I have it set up where like there's like pre-qualification questions before they join. We're going to send it to people that like are just broke and they can't do anything, just to give them a taste. And we're just basically going to use it to nurture people and get them inside. So like I've
So
done.
So these are people that are gonna come from like Lauren's ads to her Instagram, and you're funneling them from that to the community.
Yeah, exactly. But that's not like the first step. Like I'm not changing anything we're doing. But if there's like someone that needs to be nurtured or booked a call, didn't show up, or someone that stopped messaging us and stopped responding, I would be like, hey, I just want to let you know we launched this free community for women. It's gonna have this, and that, and all that type of different stuff in there. So I just kind of started it a little bit ago, but I've created like these tabs and sections.
So anybody that falls through the cracks of the funnel is gonna go into the.
Exactly. And obviously the people that pay for the coaching and everything, but like I've already started with the
So what do you think the problem is gonna solve by having those people within the group that fall through the cracks, and then also the people that are paying? Like, what problem are you solving for?
so I mean it's specifically for the people that need to be nurtured, because we don't really do too much nurturing as of right now. And I want to, because there is a decent amount of people falling through the cracks, because in terms of like setting appointments from currently what we're doing, it's only a very smaller percentage of people. But if we can create a free resource and at least grab a shitload of people's emails, I would be really surprised if we got as many as we got and then couldn't get a sale or at least something from it. So it's just another way to kind of have our own traffic in a way.
Percentage of people are you able to, like, of the followers, get them to hop on like a discovery call? It's a sales call, it's not a discovery call. You go right to a
Yeah.
sales call. What
Yeah.
percentage of the followers are you able to get to a sales call right now? And then what is your close rate?
So our close rate as of right now is about 37%. And then for the terms of followers to booking ratio, I don't necessarily know that one, but let me take a look and maybe give you my best educated guess here. Okay. Daily. Let's just take a look here. One of these. Okay, so we're about getting, I would say like 40 followers a day. And then I would say out of those, we're about booking at least one call, like at least a call a day. Like I would say 1 to 3 calls a day. So I would say maybe 2 to 3 out of like 3%. If you had to do it like 100%, I would say 3% are getting on calls. 2 to 3%.
2 to 3% are booking or showing up to the calls?
I would say booking.
And then of those people that book, what percentage would you say are showing up?
It's so interesting because I haven't been able to, like, it's so different month to month. Like last month, I think it was like 70%, and then the month before that it was like fucking 30. So I would say on average, like our show up rate is probably 50% if you had to even all out, but it's so like crazily different month to month, and like nothing has changed. That's another thing that I'm kind of working on trying to increase is our show up rate.
Cost per follower is $1.43. Then my guess is that your cost per book call is about 143.
Hell no.
If it's a 1%.
Oh, it's got to be way our cost per book call is pretty fucking good. I would say it's like,
If it's 3%, then you'd cut that into
I would say our cost per book call is like 30 to 50 bucks.
Yeah, so it's way higher than 1 to 3% then. It's probably more like 3 to 5% of the people that are following our book and call.
Yeah, I would say the show up is 3%. Like for the book call for the showing, I would say it's 3.
Booked call to showing is 3%.
Yeah.
So you guys are able to get a lot of people to say, yeah, I want to have a conversation, but very few people are actually showing up.
Yeah, I would say like half.
I see. I see.
Yeah, like 50%.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad, but that's why I want to book like 5 calls a day.
Yeah.
Because I know that that means there would probably be at least like 2 sales calls a day.
It's really healthy, man. Those are
Yeah.
really-
Yeah, our numbers are healthy. I just want to scale the fuck out of this shit.
Dude, you know, there's a video Hormozy recently released. I mean, I don't know. I guess like I'm just curious like how you're gonna make more money from the school stuff.
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna prove you wrong. So you can just wait on that. Dude, from what I'm seeing, I mean, like everyone's doing it. Like Landon's doing it, fitness coaches are doing it. And it seems to be working. So I don't necessarily know, but I know that there's something there. And worst case scenario, we just have something to nurture and collect emails. It's like I've been working on the community for like over 2 weeks. It's not really like a huge, like trying to get it done as soon as humanly possible thing to me, but it's in the work and we're probably gonna launch it. I would say by the end of like August, just because we have to put like we're at the point now where we just have to film a couple things and put like some modules in there. But like most of the stuff we have is just already recordings, maybe that we've already done. So we're just gonna fill that up and then just send out emails or like we're creating a go high level automation where we have a system where we put them in follow-up 3 is automatically to send them a DM and say, hey, I don't know, something like, hey, we have a free community full of women that are looking for blah 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 blah.
Personal trainers that are using school communities and stuff like that, are any of them doing what you're doing in terms of, you know, a lot of people are going from ad to school. Is anybody going from ad to like follower and doing the natural stuff and then going to school? Is anybody that you know that's a personal trainer? And what are they doing once people get inside school to convert people?
So they usually have people put their name, email, and this just like pre-qualifying questions. Then they have a setter inside of the school community that basically does the same thing that they do inside the DMs, but it's literally the same thing except reverse with a different offer that's free, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah. So you're just doing it twice.
Yeah, exactly. Literally exactly. I mean, so there might be a point in time where I do test like a school funnel, I guess. But again, I have something that's not like broken. But at the end of the day, it's like if I had to figure it out, I would. And then again, as I always have a backup for the IGDM ads, which still work for us, but we don't use because currently what we're doing now is beating that. So I know we kind of have 2 backups, one that's already tested that works and one that's not tested that may work. But one of them is going to help build a community, while one is just more for like getting cash.
So are you guys just right now ad to follower and then the setter has a conversation and that's it? There's no retargeting with DM ads, nothing. Literally it's just ad,
So we
follower.
do, yeah, good question. So we do run retargeting ads, but we don't spend like a lot on them. We spend like $2, $3 a day. And we only show the ads to the people that have followed us. So not $100 a month, maybe on retargeting ads.
What are you doing with that? Are you giving something away? Is it a DM ad or
No, yeah, it's basically just a DM. Like, let me see if I can pull one up.
see Cam?
What's that?
I was talking to Cam, I was just telling him peace.
Oh.
So top of funnel, so it's literally the same. It's literally the follower. It's Grayson stuff. It's top of funnel is follower. They get nurture all that stuff. Some people click the link in your bio, go watch a video, come back and shoot her a DM, and then that's you guys are hoping that somebody says
So
yeah.
like most people don't do that. In terms of like going and watching like the VSL and coming back. We actually have thousands of like we actually have
So most of it is like just that initial conversation talking.
it's dude, it's all setter. It's like all a setter, and then we use like okay, so like for example, here's a retargeting ad. Can you see my screen?
Are you a woman looking to get in shape, struggling to da 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 da? I'm looking to work with one on one, 3 more. DM. So it's more of a direct like, hey, motherfucker, I got some shit to sell you.
Yes. Yep.
And how like is most of the money coming from top of funnel ads, or is it coming from these?
I would say top of funnel, but we have had a couple sales from these. I would say like it took us a while to kind of figure out the formula of doing these retargeting ads, but I would say the cost per message for these ones is like $15. I would say $15 to $20.
And the cost per message for the other is obviously like $1.50. Ish.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man. Very cool.
Yeah, so we're at a point now where Lauren is working on creating material for an assistant coach so that we can onboard them and get them going. And then I'm working on the community. I'm working on the appointment centers and managing them and helping her with her sales calls, reviewing them, doing all that type of different stuff.
Is she
And-
out of 9 to 5 yet or no?
Oh, she pretty much, I can't say 100%, but like she has a couple like very minimal sessions in the morning, but that doesn't affect her time to get on calls because her classes are from like 6 a.m. to like I think 11.
She's still in college?
No. Like she runs classes.
Oh, okay.
Like so she does personal training in the morning from 6 a.m. to 11 and then 11 to whatever she's working on this with me. But her working at 6 to 11 isn't really bothersome because no one's booking calls from 6 to 11. And all I need her doing right now is literally like getting on sales calls, selling, fulfilling, and like creating content every once in a while. That's literally it. That's all she does.
Nice.
And I'm kind of more of like managing the appointment centers, training them, meeting with them weekly, getting like a high level community, making sure nothing breaks in the marketing, all that type of different stuff.
What's like the average cash collected right now? And how much are you guys spending on ads right now?
Yeah, so as of right now, we're about spending $50 a day. We want to scale the business to like 40, 50,000 a month. So predicted to do that, we need to spend about I kind of made the numbers like way more safe. But in order to do that, we'd probably spend like 5 to 6K on ads. Right now we're about 1,500 and we're kind of prepping to do it is like we want to do it fast, but at the same time, like we definitely need some stuff for the assistant coach because to get to where we need to be, that's about signing 15 members a month. We're also raising our prices from just because we're going to pay out a coach and obviously the center, but at the same time, like a 50-50 split with me and us. So we're raising our package pricing up a little bit, and then we're just going to continuously do that to keep our margins really nice. But at the end of the day, like if there was no 50-50 split, I did the math on it, the profit margins would be like 70 to 75%.
Sounds about right.
Which is pretty healthy. And then I think that once we scale to maybe like $40,000, $50,000 a month, I have someone that has sales reps that are female that we can use to do the sales calls for us. And then we pay them like 10, 20%, I think 10 to 15%. And then we can just fucking scale this shit.
Yeah. What's going on with the other guys? Like your roommate and his girlfriend stuff. Are you fucking with those people or no?
Yeah, so actually, believe it or not, Keegan got a close today.
Oh snap.
Yeah, bro. So Emily, she took a little bit longer to kind of get going. I think she was on a call or two today. But she just started like running ads. She just came back from Buffalo like a week or two ago. So she's just kind of been settling and moving all her shit in, all that kind of different stuff. But she's starting to work on stuff along the lines of that. Her VSL's done. She's booking calls and she's taking sales calls. Keegan literally just he closed a deal today. So everything, I mean, it's working. Like everything's going well.
Stuff working for the guys now then? Is that what you're saying? Or because I remember you were having a different
Yeah, so that's funny too, because remember how I told you that I was appointment setting for like a guy and like teaching him shit? Yeah, so like I don't know if I was just tweaking or if I wasn't giving enough time, but it definitely fucking works. It's just a little bit more expensive than the females, but I mean it works. And the thing that I noticed as well is like even though that the show up rate is pretty like high in my opinion, the people that do show up are like pretty fucking sellable. You know what I mean? Like when I see someone that shows up for a call, like the close rate could easily get to like 50%.
So how much is he spending right now? Or is he's like just kind of nibbling away, spending like $100 a month? Like how much is he spending?
No. I think he's spending about like $20 a day. And I think she's spending about the same. She's just able to do a little bit more volume because I don't know what it is. Girls are more willing to get on calls or something. I don't know.
How long has he been spending that $20? Like has he done it for a month, 2 months?
So obviously before the house was purchased, he was running the ads, but he stopped because he had to do like a down payment and do all that type of different stuff. But he just started them up again, I would say like a week or so ago.
The reason I was just asking is like I just want to verify because if there is an issue with guys or what if it was a specific bottleneck with him of like maybe not being as good at sales or like what the issue is. That's ultimately what I was asking. That's ultimately what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, I mean I think the market is a little bit more saturated with males. So I think your content, I think your ads, and I think everything kind of needs to be a little bit better to stand out than females, in my opinion. But I mean, the same stuff works. I mean, like I don't know if you remember like Zach, but like he wasn't even running like follower ads, and he was still doing well with IGDM ads. So it works. Like you have to be a good setter.
Yeah, it seems like that's all it is.
Yeah,
It is setting and being a machine there.
straight up. Like you need to be a good setter.
Yeah.
Like without a good setter, like this model will not fucking work. You know what I mean? Like good setter, I mean like, dude, if someone follows you in 10 minutes and you'll message it back, like, dude, you're fucking burning cash. I mean, they will still respond to you, but the rate I've noticed is a little bit lower.
Do you feel like a lot of emphasis has to go into content for the strategy? Like is Lauren, for example, like posting daily?
Good question. I think it absolutely helps in terms of nurturing, but at the end of the day, like we don't really have a solid strategy to get people that haven't responded to the message or like the couple follow-ups back in. But I know they see her face over and over again. So to like honestly, realistically answer your question, I think if you post like once a week, you're fine.
So too.
Or if you just have really good content already on your page, I don't think it fucking matters.
Mhm.
It doesn't. As long as you're run like
If you
as
do for
long-
an engagement, or I don't even know what the cheapest would be, but like like middle of funnel content, very cheap to your followers, and you're like fucking uh getting impressions on like 10 pieces of content that she has. And so they're constantly seeing her in the feed.
yeah, that's exactly what's going on. So for example, like I think on average, our video view is probably like 5,000. And we actually are getting a pretty decent amount of organic, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, there's videos that we have that pop off. Like, I don't know if I told you, but Emily has one that's gotten 7.2 million.
Jeez.
Yeah. With over 285,000 likes, bro.
Is she a client of yours or
I mean, she doesn't She doesn't really pay me anything.
Is she though Keegan's girl or there's so many?
Yes. Yeah, no, yes. So Keegan and I'm there together.
Okay, and did she make money from that post or no?
I think she set. I can't necessarily say like where the person came from, but I know there was a time where, dude, she like booked like 12 calls in like a day. Like it was fucking nuts. Or like over like a 3-day span, I think she booked like 15 calls.
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms like, I mean, man, dude, like if it was fucking me, I'd be going through my followers and just fucking slamming all of them all day long.
Sure. Yeah, man. I mean, everything sounds pretty healthy, bro. Like, good job, bro. Proud of you. It's good to hear. You're like smooth sailing,
Yeah.
chilling.
Nah, well, I mean, yeah, I'm chilling, but at the same time, it's like, bro, like, I want
Look,
more, bro. Like,
look, I know you're gonna hate me for saying this.
I already hate you, bro.
Mosey had this video recently. It was a good one, and he was like talking to like a group of people, and he always said like more, better, new. You heard that from him?
More, better, new.
More, better,
I think he
new.
says it differently though.
More, better, new.
More, better, new. So what are you suggesting?
Just do more of what the fuck works, which is you are. It's like just, like I just yeah, just keep doing more of what the fuck you're doing and don't let yourself get distracted. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, why would I hate you for that?
Because that literally goes against the whole community thing that you're trying to fuck around and build.
Okay. So, but that's the thing though. It's like you said not to up the ad spend until we had the coaching shit ready.
Yeah, get the coaching shit ready. That's right. But like I just don't see, like I see ad to school community working fine. It's a new mechanism. But like whatever you guys have working, it's so good that it's like
Might as well just okay.
so stupid to do anything else. It's literally stupid. That's the first thing he does in a portfolio company. Anybody says, "Hey, we want to do this," and he goes, "Okay, well, can we do more of this? Is there any reason we can't?" Like, yeah, we can, but we would need to do this. What we need to do? We need to hire a coach.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that, and then just do more of it.
Yeah, that's exactly kind of what I'm prepping for too. That's why I've been working so much with the appointment setters because I know we're gonna have so much more volume coming soon.
Yeah.
Because if we double ad spend from what we're doing right now, like
If I were you, I would work on your foundation, work on the fucking solid foundation, and like, how do I ensure I can have like 1,000 motherfucking customers? That is all I would think about. I would not be thinking about anything else if I were you right now.
okay. Yeah, I think it's just having solid appointment setters is having a solid appointment setter training and making sure if anything breaks, I can replace someone in a heartbeat. And I also think that it's getting training to assistant coaches and then like literally upping ad spend, just taking the sales calls and that's it.
Yeah, for sure. Have
Okay.
From what you're telling me, it's like this is foundation built upon. The hard part about all this is literally the setting, and so like make sure that shit's fucking crystal clear dialed in. So you're always good. If anybody gives you some shit, you're like, fuck off. You don't want to get paid this amount. Cool, I'm gonna hire somebody else. Have
Right.
like you need like one person to like manage all your setters. That you're
Yeah.
gonna need one person to manage all your setters. You're gonna have like one person and you have like 4 setters. You have like one coach or maybe 2 coaches, and that should be like enough. You have like 2 coaches, one person managing 4 setters.
Yeah, I don't even think we would need 4 setters, man, to be honest.
Probably not, yeah.
Probably like two or three.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing as well, is like, so our appointment center now isn't necessarily covering the weekends. And we're still booking like one call a day at least. So I'm thinking if we just get someone on the weekends as well, it's like boom, there's an extra 3 calls a week. You know what I'm saying? Like just from the same volume that we're doing right now without increasing ad spend at all. And then I'm saying, okay, if we double ad spend, we can book 20 calls a week. That's 80, 40 show, close 25% of them at 3K. It's 30 grand.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
You're close. Sounds like it.
Yeah. I think in like I would say by oh my God, I'm kind of excited for like December and shit. Just because, you know what I mean?
Why?
Bro, because that's when the fat fucks come out.
Oh,
Come on, man.
did you guys have like a good? Were you with her around New Year's?
Mm, good question. I think I was. Or actually, no, I think it was like February.
Yeah.
So it was definitely after. Oh, maybe I don't know. Actually, not sure. But I know like that there's no way that that would be a bad month.
Right. In
So,
terms of your setting, are you just following Brandon's script to a T?
um, so Brandon really doesn't have like to be fair, bro, like Brandon's program is fucking ass. Like, don't get me wrong, like there's good stuff in it, but it's like in terms of his like trainings, they're so broad that if you don't understand the core concepts of what's going on, like bro, you're fucked. You know what I'm saying? Um, so he doesn't really have a script. He's just kind of like, hey, this is what you have to do. So I kind of like, let's see here. Uh, so like I have this whole thing in training that I go over with the appointment setters, but like I like this is the framework that I have them kind of go through. And like I'm starting like a frequently asked questions when a prospect asks about the cost of program. This is what you say. This is how to say it. And I'm like just trying to make it so fucking brainless that anyone can do it. But these are mainly the questions that I ask, or this is the kind of the framework that we follow.
So this is it. Like this is literally it that you give your setters and they just follow this and that's it.
Generally, yeah, but at the same time, it's like I kind of try to teach them to not feel robotic and go off script, or like they can go off script a little bit. Um,
How did you come up with this? You came up with this or you got it from a training or how did
Dude,
you
I just have been doing it for so long. Like this is what I don't know. This is what I say,
gotcha.
and it just works. Um, but like so for example, like this is like offer some basic feedback or not until they tell like you know what I'm saying? Like all that matters is like you're listening to what they're saying and you're regurgitating it back to them and just saying like what's your biggest struggle?
Gotcha.
Right? It's like for this one, it's like, are you following any diets, maybe on a workout plan, blah, blah, blah. It's like sometimes like people like pour their heart and soul out to you and tell you what the issue is, but sometimes you have to ask. So like for example, there was someone that we sold that was following a diet and was following a workout plan, but basically we asked him like, what are you currently doing right now that you think that you could be doing better? I think that's a question that we asked, and that's how we booked the call with them. Um, but yeah, you're just kind of digging for information.
Gotcha.
So like you figure out what their goal is. You know, like when I say like their goal, it's like you have to be super specific because that's what I use to book the call. So for example, it's not like, hey, do you want to jump on a one-on-one call with us? It's like, no, it's like if you're interested in talking more one-on-one depth on a call, like in showing you the best way to help you lose 30 pounds so you don't have to follow a diet, would that be of any interest to you?
Gotcha. So
Like
they don't
that's
even,
what books the call.
so they don't even really know it's a sales call. It's kind of like, hey, we're just gonna chat.
I think you know what? I think a lot of people do. But at the same time, it's like the way that we run the sales calls is it is obviously a sales call, but we have it set up where we kind of give them the light bulb moments and then we ask them like the sales questions. And then we just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And then that's it.
How long is a typical sales call?
I would say about
How
an
long does it
hour.
set? How long does it take to set and how long is a sales call? A sales call is an hour to close.
Yeah, I would say an hour close. And then if assuming the person responds back in a pretty quick manner, I would say you could book a call 10 minutes.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
That's good
But
stuff.
again, that's also assuming that they book the call like, or they talk like back and forth pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like I've seen times like inside the DMs where it takes like 2 days to book a call with one person, you know? And then some people, like if you hit them at the right time, it's like boom, 10 minutes booked a call. Sometimes it's hours, sometimes it's minutes. Like it's pretty different depending on like how quick they answer. But if like you're on top of things, like it makes it so much easier.
Crazy. So these are not traffic ads. These are IG follower ads. I fucking forget what the fuck. it
Yeah,
is.
so I think they are technically like traffic ads.
What do you select? Because I fucking try. I remember I had a whole fucking debacle with you like last year about this shit.
Yeah. So I run the ads. I don't run them through the ads manager.
What the fuck? Are you serious? You hit the boost button, motherfucker.
Bro, I'm the boost boy.
Are you serious right now?
I'm so serious. So like this is how it would go. So like I would hit boost reel. I will show you, dude.
Oh, God.
I'll show you the 6-figure strat. You ready? You literally hit boost post. You go visit your profile. And then you literally just target. So like, for example, like I enter my own. And then for audience, I would just do like I don't know, like text, right? And then for locations, I just put United States. And then I do Canada. Hit save. Interest, I'll do like fitness, like whatever. Like, so what's working well for Keegan is we're doing like running, like cross country and running because he's helping skinny guys gain weight. But for like women, it's so easy. Like you're just putting like just like random stuff like weight training or like weight loss or like just something that you can kind of find. Like moms, that's one that you could work. Stuff along the lines like that. Like, dude, like nurse, just like a couple things, like not too much. I do like 3 things maybe. And then you just do the age. You do the actually I figured out something super fucking cool, bro. I want to share it with you. So you just select the gender, select the budget. You know, I don't do over 6 days. I just do like the see how it's a set direction. I just do it until you pause it. I just boost reel, that's it. But you can actually run follower ads locally.
What do you mean?
So like for example, I could run a follower ad in like where I am at Syracuse, New York, and then only have it target a 15 to 20 mile radius where you could never do that before I figured out how to do it. So technically this could work for like videographers.
So I guess what do you like? What is the setting in here? And I this isn't, I don't know. Like this is news to you. To me, I always thought you could do something like this, but
No. You actually run it from like so you still don't do it in the ads manager, which is kind of weird. Let me just jump into something. Because this will go here, but you don't run them here. You run them specifically somewhere. I find it. Create ad. Okay, I think you do it from here. Let's just test it out. Yeah, because this doesn't give you. See how this doesn't give you an option to target like a specific location? There's a specific way, like somewhere, where you can do it. Because I don't think people are like running follower ads locally. Let's see, promote your business locally. Let's see.
Traffic, I mean, that's basically follower.
Yeah, but this isn't. Oh, use a post. Hold on a minute. Instagram posts. Use post. No, that's not right either. There's a different way to do it. I might have to take a look at it, but like you can run a follower ad within a certain radius and it would work.
Yeah. You think that would work for videographers? Hey, give me a follow if you want to help grow in your business, and I'll show you with my content. And then you DM them conversation and
Yeah, I think it actually would. I mean, because I remember when I was running the free video commercial funnel, dude, I did get a lot of DMs from people, like locally in my area, asking me a lot of different questions and shit, and then I pushed them to the discovery call. But I think this could work. Like I know this guy does it here.
you said there's a guy from Brandon's program that targets his local like city and is growing it.
This guy here, like he's so
Yeah, you show me this guy.
yeah, it's like this guy. Like obviously it's working because
Here in Southern Utah, the easiest way how to bring in way more clients to your business every single day is by getting their attention. And the easiest way how to get their attention is by short form videos just like this. Hey, St. George, this is Durham. All right. Hey, good morning, Southern Utah, St. George. If you want more clients and want to actually stand out here in St. George, hit that follow button and check out my other videos where I show you exactly how to do this.
but he's about like 40, 50 grand a month.
Mhm.
And there's another guy, so he's actually local to me that he was doing it too. What was his name? Neil.
So you think this guy does what you're just trying to show me? Or he just does follower ads to Utah? Or are you saying you can't do follower ads to Utah?
Oh no, dude, this is just to Utah.
So you can go into Ads Manager and set up Utah? Or you
Yes, because otherwise he wouldn't be calling attention Southern Utah business owners. He's got a radius on this fucker.
right. And right.
For sure. And he's doing the same strategy I'm doing, except it's just local.
Yeah. So what you're trying to show me is not state, but like a specific fucking city.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to get at. I see.
Yeah. So for example, like free flow drain Utah. Like that's who comment. Like, I mean, just look at his shit. Like this screams the same content as the other guy.
Today, so what we're doing is we already removed the old shower valve.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's very clearly a client of his.
Yeah. And it looks like he's no longer doing video, and it looks like he's doing more coaching consulting. If you look at
Yeah. So yeah. So I think interestingly enough, he literally takes this strategy and he sells it to business owners.
Right.
So we'll take it into like, let's see. I don't know. Let's see if you guys are under this. We make you the best known in your niche. Add creatives. Video content on Instagram works. I love being seen by the locals. Lots of local businesses.
I would assume. Wait, go back to the last one.
Yeah.
Lots of local business guy HVAC looking for bi-weekly detailing. HVAC. So, okay, that would be like a videographer. Interior, exterior, clean, booked. Boom. One day after beginning my follower to. I mean, to me, it sounds like if he's going more of that route, he's gonna help almost like coaches and consultants in his local area. He's not gonna help like an HVAC business owner, because an HVAC business owner isn't gonna use like a follower ad, like, hey, give me a follow, check out my HVAC stuff.
Right.
So, yeah, I would assume it works more for like coaches and consultants, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'll check out his stuff.
Waste today doing his quarterly cleaning. I wanted to show off that no job is too big for us.
It's just fucking I mean, it's just like businesses that want content, I guess.
He's got 699 followers. So you think that this is a client of his?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
You think they're crushing it, this client?
I would have no idea. All I know is they must have got sold something from this guy.
Yeah. I mean, you'd know if he's still running ads. Clear View Solution, if they're still running Facebook ads, you would know they're crushing it. If they're not, they're probably not crushing it.
See who else. All I did was, as well as I'm like going through his testimonials. Just got recognized by Drew with better detailing at the gym. Interesting. Becoming a local favorite. Yeah, I keep saying the same thing over and over again. It's like local.
Yeah.
Luke, the videos can I get 2 to 3 calls a week now? So that's probably a videographer. So I mean, it must work for videographers too. Let's see. Walters Renovations. So it seems like it's working for contractors.
Pull that up on Facebook.
What?
That one, the one that you just pulled up. Trace whatever. See if they're still running ads.
You want me to go to the ads library?
Yeah, go to their ads library. See if you can find their ads library. Find their ads library.
What was their name?
I don't know. You had it.
Come on, man.
Trace Walters.
Hey, homeowners in Phoenix, have you ever had a contractor drop the ball on a project and leave you with a pile of dust? Well, we're standing in a project that was abandoned completely, and we picked it up from here. And you're probably asking yourself, why would they pick up a project that is in such dire need? Well, because your dreams matter to us. And when a project is left like this, what's the first step? Oh, hey, homeowners. Are you thinking about a backyard project? Me too. I'm thinking about a backyard project. I'm thinking about the luscious turf that you're going to install, the beautiful pavers you're going to install, maybe a water feature.
I mean,
Is this the same guy?
yeah. Yeah, that's definitely him.
Dang.
Bro, this shit's working, bro.
I'm impressed. That's dope.
And that was from like 20 weeks ago, I think, that testimonial, and they're still running ads. So I mean,
It's good working, right?
16.5K. Yeah, they're gotta be doing something.
Fuckers, and you're boosting. Holy shit.
We're back to boosting, baby. Come on now.
Blows my mind.
I know. All right, bro. I gotta get going, dude. I'm fucking starving, dude.
All right, man. I'll catch you later.
It was nice talking to you and catching up.
See you, man. Cheers, bro.
Peace.